What's good, MBH family? Appreciate you guys tapping in to this episode. Merch is live, you guys know that already. I want to show you guys the merch a little bit, let you see it before you order it, because the order's been going crazy. First, we got the MBH podcast tee, super dope. This one's gonna be a staple for sure. I'm rocking it right now, you can see, super thick, good quality, from LA. MBH monogram tee, same thing, super heavyweight, from LA, good print. Just a solid one, you know? Not too much branding. You can rock this. Just super clean, super simple, straight to the point. And we have the same tee, but the white version. Again, same tee, super thick, super clean. Honestly, these are like my staples. Like I rock these all the time, just like super clean fits. And then truthfully, my favorite. Okay, you guys been seeing me rock. I've been rocking the burgundy one was a sample, but we wanted to drop the all black monogram hat. We got the old school MBH logo on the side, just for nostalgic purposes. This is gonna be our go-to, okay? This one you're gonna be able to find majority of the time. We'll probably switch up the colors and stuff, but we have to start with black, just the cleanest. It's a good fit, stunning quality. Merch is live, mbhtv.com. Hit merch, scroll down, blah, 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 blah. Boom, boom, boom. You see everything there. Thank you guys so much. Love you guys, appreciate all the love and support. Not much left, get yours now. And let's get to this episode.
When you're gonna think about gold, what's the first person that pops into your head? I would hope it would be me.
Yeah. You just took over because you're like, yo, I'm gonna put $300,000 worth of gold in the street.
It's hard to
and no one else could.
If I never see $1 over just what I'm making from Snapchat and YouTube, I'm fucking set for life anyway, bro. I'm living a dream life. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be honest with you guys. I can't even believe the words that are coming out of my mouth right now, bro. Do you know what it's like to walk for 10 years to the garage, to sit in traffic with $1 million in debt and a burden on your back?
Did you see this for yourself though?
I made it out of that institution. I barely made it out of high school. And now I'm free as a bird. I'm free. And I got a jewelry business and I have 2.3 million followers on YouTube, 1.2 over here, 1.6 over there, 2 million over there. And you know, Snapchat and a Spanish channel. If your business doesn't work at that point, then you're finished.
Welcome back to the MBH podcast, Money Buys Happiness. Guys, first and foremost, if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, like this video, leave a comment. We take anything, literally comment just the word anything. It's good for us, does what it needs to do with the algorithm. Whew. Okay, there's a lot of shit I gotta say. I'm not even gonna say it all. Merch is live, mbhtv.com. Follow us on Snapchat, biggest show in Canada. Yeah, I made that up, but it might also be true.
Yep.
We're not sure.
No, it's true now.
Okay, we're making that true. Solidified. With that being said, Ernesto,
Yeah.
who the fuck is in the building today?
We got our boy Trax with us.
Yo, what's up? What's going on?
And we got our boy Goob with us.
Yes, sir.
Goob.
You guys may recognize them. We had them on last year.
Yep.
But we had to have you back, Trax.
I appreciate
and
that,
appreciate
bro.
Goob coming out.
I love the
Always
come
with
up.
the value.
I love what you guys are up to. You know what I'm saying? And
Appreciate
I'm with
it. I mean, we had a crazy chat last time.
Right.
You had a lot going on.
Yeah.
So want to catch up based on, you know,
These
how
are better times for
the
me,
last
that's for
year's
sure.
been for you. No more Yuri.
You were stressed out last time, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Was that a
you know what I'm
throwback
saying?
or
I want to
what?
leave them in the past, to be honest. Those people, for anybody watching, I had a nasty conflict with an old friend that I grew up with, and he did something so nasty, and I curse his name every day.
Still to this day?
I curse his name every day. It just comes up, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have such a in-tune thinking of this person that I know when they're thinking, when they're hating, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's crazy. It's like paranormal.
Yeah.
And I just sit there and I curse him and I curse him and I curse him. It's sad,
It's normal
but it
shit,
is what
bro.
it
You
is.
know,
So-
like that grudge that you hold.
yeah, you know, like he'll come up in my mind, I'll just, fuck you, fuck your family, fuck your father, bro. Fuck you, bro.
But the beef is settled?
Pieces of shit. There's nothing settled, bro. If he peeks his head out of the fucking anywhere, bro, it's gonna get really, really hot.
Yeah.
The way if you ever have a conflict with a person, and you know it could get serious, whatever. You know, war is expensive. It's painful. It's painful for both sides. So you have to, you know, make sure that you position yourself in such a way that if they make another move, they know what they're risking, right? So you take a chunk out of somebody and you hit them, and then you make them know that, all right, I gave you 1 and there's 10 more. So if you're gonna move, you gotta know that 10 are coming. That's my reputation.
Okay.
So, you know, I did him with the 1 and I said, you know, I hit you, I beat you, but if you wanna turn this into something, you know the pain you're gonna feel. So he knows that. So he disappeared, but if he ever forgets, he knows who he's dealing with. You know
That
what I'm
shit
saying?
went everywhere though. I was in a poker room.
I didn't even do 1%
Did I
of what the
tell you
fuck
that?
it was supposed to be.
I was playing in a poker room around here like a month ago, and I'm in there. And the guy's like, "I recognize you. I've seen you on Trax's channel." And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, yeah, fuck that guy Danny. He used to play here. I was like, what? He's
Everyone
like,
hates him.
He's played here. We ain't seen him since those videos came out. I was like,
Yeah.
what the
Exactly. Yeah. I mean,
You banned him from his own poker room, bro.
yeah. So if you know what I'm saying, like again, for anybody watching with the conflict, you know, you gotta let them know that if it escalates, what they're gonna get, and then they have to sit here and think very carefully. You know, do I really want to continue with? It's an art to war in that sense, and I don't want to go through this. I want to focus on the positive. I want to grow my business. I want to do what I got to do. But you know, you can't let people play with you, and you got to be able to strategically let them know what they're gonna deal with if they keep playing. And you do that sometimes.
I follow the same rules because sometimes, like, you never play everything you fucking got, but I let them know you got it. Because I do those Photoshop videos, and like they'll start squirming and like DMing me like, "Oh, you better take that down. I'm gonna sue you." And I just send them all the rest of the shit I got. I was like, "Okay, by the time you sue me, I'm at 8 videos. I don't know what the fuck you want to do about it, bro."
You know, so you want your enemy to sit there and think, am I, you know, instead of them thinking a delusion that you're weak or that you're gonna do this, you give them something, 10%. And you want them to think, do I really want the 90% that this guy has reserved?
Yes.
Or
Is
do I
it
want
worth
to walk away? Because you got to give them a room to walk away. Because you got to remember, war is expensive. If you get entangled and embroiled, you're going to bring yourself down. Right?
facts.
If two lions see each other, two powerful lions see each other in Africa, and you know what they want to do is if they're going to fight each other near to the death, even if one wins,
They're both hurt, yeah.
they're so hurt that even a fucking weak one will come and take out the one that was impossible to beat. So you don't want to lower yourself by going into struggles, but you want to be able to show force that if you really want it, you're not going to come out of this. You know, so
that first move you make though, is that one of your strongest moves, or do you save the stronger ones for?
no, it's proportioned. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To make sure you convey the information that this is what happened. And a person has to look and think, you know, what's the next move? Even if you're a real conflict, you hit an oil refinery, right? And you know there's 9 more. So you're going to say, you know, am I going to really risk those other 9 oil refineries?
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah.
That's the wrong context right now. Let's talk about
that's it.
Photoshop.
No, we'll get there. We'll get there. But I wanted to say, you were saying like life's been good, a lot better place now.
Yeah.
Less drama.
That's what happens when you build a life. And
But how has business been? Has it been last time we spoke? Everything looked like it was going great for you, bro.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, listen, you know, I'm finally, you know, business breaks down to the numbers. And, you know, I got a jewelry business and I have 2.3 million followers on YouTube, 1.2 over here, 1.6 over there, 2 million over there. And, you know, Snapchat and a Spanish channel, whatever it is, I learned from MrBeast and shit
Yeah.
like that. So, you know what I'm saying? If your business doesn't work at that point, then you're finished.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So it's such a big blessing, the social media, to be able to sit there and do this and eat after 20 years of hard work. So, you know what I'm saying?
How much money
thankfully done.
you leaving, like, you putting out there? Like, cause dude, your videos are crazy. You're offering people like fucking gold, like gold bars, silver bars. Like, how much, like, bro, like in terms
Just
of
gold,
like,
like how much gold have you given
I
away?
left like about $300,000 in the streets at this point.
come on, bro.
We did 50 grand just on fucking Christmas.
in
right?
one
That
shot.
was 101.
Yeah,
My grandma was 101.
101,000.
So that was 101 right there. And then 20 here, 10 there, 20 here, you know, stuff like that. So
Who came up with that? Who came up with the whole like fucking putting gold everywhere?
yeah, that was me pretty much. You
That's
know what I'm
insane.
saying? I mean, that's something that only I can do. And I got another master plan right here. You know, let me just show you real quick.
Oh, no, not the fucking figurine.
You can show it to the camera. Too.
Yeah, we're gonna be
zoom.
making. I mean, this is a little statues, gold statues, and still this is silver one. I'm gonna be making different sizes, and I might leave them all over the city
Crazy.
and do wild shit. You know what I'm saying?
Those are you, by the way, just so like
Yeah, that's
people
me.
listening and watching.
He's holding
I think you need a
squirrel
giant
and
one,
gold
bro.
fucking
You need a
bar.
I
real
can make
one.
a life-size one. I mean, we have, you know, the technology now, and I've rallied the entire industrial might of the Diamond District, you know, to be able to manufacture anything I want in life size or whatever.
You,
know?
you have since we last spoke. There's some new technology you've been working with, and with the jewelry.
The
Or no?
AI?
The AI. Yeah, I think I saw your video on the AI.
doing a lot with AI, designing things with AI, and
Yeah.
that's a technology you got to stay on top of if you really want to
I
buy
dog the shit out
happiness.
of AI, but I just wrote like 3 contracts for some shit that I needed.
Yeah.
In like 2 fucking seconds.
For that shit, it's
Yeah,
amazing.
He talks about all the time. I was like, nah. I installed ChatGPT like 3 days ago. I've used it like 15 fucking
It's next
times.
level.
Yeah.
How do you think it's going to change your industry?
It's a lot of ways in jewelry design and the manufacturing and customer service, but there's really creative ways to use it to talk to this thing and to have it really assist you in a variety of different tasks. Whether it's contracts or you could copy paste code in there, ask it to do something. You look online, data doesn't go back for some stocks going only back to 1980 or this and that. You can have this thing, you know, like I told ChatGPT, I'd say, all right, make a chart with 4 columns. One, the price of homes. The second one, the price of gold. And the third one, the inflation rate. And the fourth one, you know, average income going from 1980 to today. And it'll print it out, boom, 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 wow. Chart it out. And you'll take that data and you'll figure out what's the difference. And you ask it. So it's a tool you have to master. It's such an amazing tool. You don't know how to use it the first time around. And if you want an advantage in life, you start using it and start learning it now, because it is the tool that we've been waiting for since we, you know, mastered fire.
I want to. It's actually true, bro. It's one of the most important things. I think it's going to be going forward. But I actually want to ask you about the content quickly.
Have you ever wanted to live in New York City for a month in style? The boys are about to show you how. We're back in NYC, Soho, Broadway Avenue, living the dream. Shout out Casanilla, hooked us up yet again with the luxury condo. Wait till the end. We're going to show you exactly how to win this place for 1 month. But first, we got to check it out. Let's go.
All right, guys, let me show you around this beautiful 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, New York City, Soho loft. First off, roaring ceilings. It is crazy. The natural light in here is absolutely insane. Beautiful living room space, massive couch. First bedroom, boom, okay? 2 beds, easily sleeping 3 in here. Walk-in closet is big enough to fit another bed, realistically. Beautiful kitchen. Waterfall island. Bedroom number 2. Wow, okay? Massive. 2 huge beds in here. Got yourself a TV. Again, massive ceilings. Just like the comfort level is absolutely insane in here. It's bedroom number 3, okay? Boom, nice and easy. Queen bed in there. Gets the job done, exactly what you need. The master suite, this is unbelievable, okay? First, I'll show you the bathroom. And then you gotta give them the wide shot of this beautiful bedroom. This room is what dreams are made of, okay? Got yourself your TV, obviously. This beautiful mirror, come, show what the mirror says. This suits you, you know? I'm not even in my best fit, but this suits you. You know what I mean? Always feeling good when you wake up here. And we're gonna bring you back to the living room because we're gonna explain how you get to stay here, the contest rules. So simple, let's talk about it.
You've seen the place, beautiful. Now I'm about to hit you with instructions, all right? Number 1, head to mycasanilla.com/giveaway, all right? Number 2, make a merchandise purchase. Each dollar spent will get you 2 entries into the giveaway. Pretty good, all right? The winner will get a free stay in this place for 1 month plus $20,000 cash. Best of luck to everyone. Let's get back to the show.
There's been a lot of guys, like when we first did the pod with you a year ago, I don't feel like there was many creators in the Diamond District, like going super hard. There were a few.
Yeah.
But, oh, we got a real emergency
Yeah,
behind
well, we're
us.
in New York City and everything's an emergency over here.
It's not gonna stop.
But now, more recently, I feel like there's so many of them. There's a Vukum,
There's only going to be more.
Moses the jeweler.
I seen a lady actually, a female one.
What do you?
Yeah, this
Diamond
chick out
District.
there doing
What
the
do you?
thing.
What do you think about that? What do you think about that? Has it disrupted your business in any way?
No, I mean, this is what's fair. This is natural. You know, I'm not the master of the universe to be able to have it all for me.
Yeah.
People are going to come in, they're going to compete. And, you know, you got to push yourself to do it further and better. And that's just the nature of
They
it.
all got their own lane too. Like Moses is doing his like transactional Mazal thing.
Yeah.
The watch guy, John.
Yeah.
He's always just like taking apart old watches and he does like vintages.
Yeah.
Max is fucking screaming, throwing the gold around.
Yeah.
His jewelry. It's like everybody's got their own lane. There's enough room for everybody.
There's enough.
bro.
I was gonna say that. There's enough
Yeah,
money
listen,
for everyone.
Like
you know,
everybody's doing the
I
same
was
fucking video.
early. Now they're here. Now I got to get early to the next spot. You know what I'm saying? This is a never-ending journey over here. You know, if you want to establish yourself, you could establish yourself, and then you don't have to compete at some point. It's just it's a game. It's a tale as old as time.
You just took over because you're like, yo, I'm gonna put $300,000 worth of gold in the street,
It's hard to,
and
like,
no one
copy
else could
that.
actually do that. So it became like a fucking
you know, I have a bigger business than them. That's really what it is. You know, I have a lot of employees and capability and stuff like that. So I'm working on all those angles.
We were talking even off mic about Instagram. You hit 1 million, I think, shortly after our episode 2.2, 2.3 on YouTube.
Yeah.
And we're talking about how hard it is to grow on these platforms. Why do you think that you're getting this growth so fast?
The growth is coming from what people want. You know what I'm saying? Like, people want to hear that, hey, if we pin your comment, you get this statue, whatever. If you want to do that, you could.
Yeah.
But they want to see something for them. They want to be cared about. They want to participate. They want to fantasize that, oh, maybe I'll meet this guy one day and he'll ask me the question whether I want gold or I want cash or I want this or I want that.
We were just sitting out front, and some dude walks up when we were waiting for you guys to come buzz us in.
Yeah.
Guy comes up, he's like, hey, are you gonna ask me if I'm a gold or cash?
Yeah.
No
Not
way.
right now, buddy.
So check
Not right
this.
now.
You know what I'm saying? In the beginning, when I started, they're like, oh, 6ix9ine or robbed you, right? You know? And that's what people were saying to me. And now they're coming up to me asking me for gold.
Yeah.
So I switched the narrative, and that's what people remember me for, is for gold and for stuff like that. And, you know, I'll tell you right now, my biggest dream is to you know, hide $1 million of gold
be sick.
or more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Across the world if I had to. I'll bury all the gold I could get around the planet.
It's
Yeah.
like that.
See what I'm saying? That ain't shit to me.
You ever see like the MrBeast model? He's always he gives people, hey, show me your phone. Are you following me? Okay, you can have this, whatever.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
people are like,
He's
fuck.
the master of
yeah,
that.
I don't want to
You
get
know
my
what I'm saying?
pants. Let me just go ahead and follow him right now, just in case that ever happens.
It's
Yeah.
extraordinary what he's doing on that end. So, you know what I'm saying? That's really what it is. People want to see charity. They want to see, you know, something interesting and that really moves the needle the most. The interaction between the common person and myself and how they have the opportunity to get gold, but they only get silver, or they guess incorrectly, or this or that. That's what people want to see, and that's what I slipped the brand in. And, you know, like, the next move I'm going to do, I'm going to take maybe, you know, a couple of $100,000 worth of gold chains, wear them all at once, walk down the street, say, hey, if you could guess the value of my gold chains, you're going to get one of these chains.
That's viral as fuck, bro.
Yeah, so you see the reaction on that end, you know what I'm saying? Because then you could imagine, you know, like, oh, I would have ran into this guy, I would have thrown a number out there, and I would have got this or I would have got that.
Dude, he's like a fucking hunter. Like, he leaves nothing. He uses any video we shoot, he's like, how many different fucking angles can I get from this shit?
Yeah.
We shot one thing, and it was, we went around the jewel with that big AK, and we're like, you know, robbing all the jewelers.
Yeah, that was
And that was the
hilarious.
video. It was like fun video. And then we get back, and we're putting it together in the shop, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna put it up now, and hey, anybody tell me how much gold and shit we stole, and you'll get a thing. I'm like, the fuck do you think of this shit? Like, just at the last minute, like, some way for people to interact. It wasn't just a video, wasn't just a creative video, wasn't just like a cool thing with the AK. There was like something more that forced people to fuck with you.
MrBeast, bro. There's a
Mr.
way to
Beast.
push it to the limit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm just studying this guy's intellect and what the ideas he comes up with and what he's doing, where he's going with his life. You know, example of this guy, he's making candy bars. You know,
Yep.
he knows that people are spending $1 billion a year on chocolate or $1 billion a month on chocolate. He knows that he could take that market and he's going for it. He's going for $1 billion market. And that reminds me of Jeff Bezos. Okay, what did Jeff Bezos start with? He started with books.
Books, yeah.
Because if he could take the book market, you don't need to put refrigerators on books. They could ship easily. You could put them in normal packages. They're hard to find when you're looking for them, but they're easy to search for using search engines because you could put in a title. In a library, you got to go up, down. Somebody misplaced it. What letter? Here, there. On the computer, it's easy. It's easy to store. It's cheap to buy in bulk. You could buy all the books, and you could resell them for a big margin. Because he strategically chose that aspect, he was able to break open the market and build the most expensive business, second to Apple, I think.
Yeah.
So it's that strategy, you know what I'm saying? For people watching this, not to waste their time to get that gem. It's that strategy. Now you're seeing this young guy, 25 years old, and he started with that chocolate. And, you know, he blundered with the burgers, bro. That was, you know, a joke because burgers, again, who's the meat, the cows, you know.
Is that no more?
Yeah, that's no more
he
because
ended
who's
it,
making the burger, who's doing this, who's doing that.
Yeah.
But chocolate
Yeah.
has a shelf life. Buy the cocoa beans or whatever the
Mm-hmm.
manufacturer, put it in a wrapper, and take away the money from Hershey's. And that is a strategic move.
Yes.
Because it's all about that strategy. If you do that with burgers, you got to forget that now, is he embarrassed himself with that shit.
Yeah.
You know, with burgers, one burger, I got a MrBeast burger, it tastes like shit. They're just taking the money.
Yeah.
But now with chocolate, it's a product you could easily control, and it's just a market you could take and then expand.
So in your world, you're just like, yeah, I'm working with gold and diamonds. Like, it's a commodity. I know exactly what it is I'm getting. It's easy to sell. Like, it's coming through you anyways. Is that how you're seeing it?
Yeah, well, with gold and silver, when you're gonna think about gold, what's the first person that pops into your head?
I'm the worst. I'm the worst with fucking
I don't know.
gold.
I would hope it would be me.
Well, no, well, that's the obvious answer. That's the obvious answer.
Well, that's what
I thought it was a trick question. I thought it was a trick question.
That should be.
I thought you were gonna say like a Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, no, there is nobody there.
It's just me, bro.
Because you know what I'm saying. If I told you, when it comes to cell phones, what's the first company that pops into your head?
Yeah, it's Apple.
It could be Apple, right? When it comes to sneakers, what's the first company that pops into your head?
Nike.
Probably.
So there's that association that's very valuable. If you're the company that first pops into somebody's head, then when you're talking about you want to take a taxi, what's the first company that pops into your
Uber.
head? Yeah, it's like that. So when you think about gold, what's the first company that pops into your head?
Okay, you want it to
Gotta
be
be Trax.
Trax.
I have to make that association.
Yeah.
And if giving gold in the streets is what I got to do that, that's going to last generations.
True.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's little...
Damn, bro. That's fucking no, man. I gotta give you credit. That's fucking genius, bro.
Yeah.
That's fucking genius, bro.
Thank
Straight
you.
up. Because you're right. Like, well, you asked me, like, gold. I had no answer.
Right.
Like, I thought you were gonna say somebody, and I was
Right.
gonna be like, I don't know them.
If for by some
But you
coincidence...
do.
No, but I'm saying,
Coincidence.
now
I
it
know,
makes sense.
I know,
And like
yeah,
now,
yeah.
everything you're doing in the back end, giving out 300 grand worth of gold in the last 12 months, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that
Also
fucking,
think about that from
makes
like,
sense.
because I thought about this like from the number 300. That sounds huge, but there's videos sitting on his page with 22, 30 million views on YouTube.
Some of them are 80 million or
What
whatever.
would you pay to
80
get
mil,
that
eh?
impression?
Yeah.
What would you pay to get that impression?
Lots.
No, it
People are
makes
spending
sense.
20, 30 grand a month
Yeah.
to come nowhere fucking
Bro,
close.
you're right.
a tenth of it.
The return on investment, the
That's what I'm
ROI
saying.
is actually there.
yeah, he's
Yeah,
not
it's-
doing an ad revenue thing. He's
it's
just
there.
the ad.
It'll come back over years or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? You feel the money missing, but then it'll come back and you have the association. But what's the moral of the story? The moral of the story is there's tricks to the game
Yeah.
to get there.
Yeah.
And, with MrBeast, it's chocolate bars, right? Aside from everything else he's doing, but he's going to have a multi-billion-dollar business.
Yeah.
With Jeff Bezos, it was with books. As soon as you tweak your mind to think like that, now I'm trying to do a little gold or whatever it is, even if you had 1% of the worth of Jeff Bezos, you'd have more than $1 billion, bro.
Yeah.
So you have to tweak your intellect 1% to that. And you'd be able to do that. Even if you guys did, so 1% of Joe Rogan, it's already going to be $10 million or whatever.
Yeah.
So this is the nature of business and industry in whatever you're at, to sit there and think up the little tweak that really hits, that really works.
I want to
for
ask you about collaboration though, because and maybe correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like you haven't collaborated with many other people.
Yeah.
Is there a reason for that?
I don't know. I mean, I could collaborate with people and all that other stuff, but there's really nothing for me to do other than give away gold, bro. Because that's the most effective fucking thing,
Yeah,
you know what
fair,
I'm saying,
fair.
out there. And I could go out into the world and I could, give people support, and they could learn who I am. They could learn about my business. So I don't really need to do anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll show up. They'll come to me at some point in time. Every podcast needs guests. It needs names. It needs people, or whatever other collabs there might be in the future, other companies. But I'm kind of hard to reach in some cases. I'm building my team, building my staff. And sometimes, they take away, these collabs, they take away from what you got to do.
There's a trust component too.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's like they're just fucking leeching.
Yeah,
100%.
You got.
100%.
You guys probably get that too. where
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
oh,
let
yeah.
me get on your podcast. It's like you're not going to bring anybody to watch.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring my audience to you.
Yeah.
It's not going
Facts.
to be with you guys getting this shit together,
there's no
it's
value, yeah.
He's got fans, you guys got fans,
Yeah.
they're gonna watch your shit.
Yeah.
But Trax, you're trying to go worldwide with it, no?
I'm trying to build. I mean,
you have Tokyo?
That's
Tokyo?
a great question. I mean, listen, worldwide, you could do worldwide, or you could do enough, and then you could just chill for the rest of. Listen, there's Hollywood actors that make hit movies and then disappear.
Yeah. One movie.
You know what I'm saying? Or no, or it could be one, it could be 10. They're breakout stars, and then they, you know what? They buy land, they buy property, and they're like, why should I do this anymore? Jim Carrey don't make that many movies anymore.
True.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know why? Because he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Well,
You
there's
know-
also that Illuminati thing.
Yeah,
bro.
But I feel like you wouldn't want to stop.
There's $100 million. He makes $100 million.
Yeah.
And he realizes that the drive is not there. So I'm gonna train people to do business and make it happen. Jeff Bezos is another one.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos was doing Blue Origin. He had this dream of going to space. Then he said, "Fuck that." He got jacked. He bought a yacht, and he's he's hanging out with chicks, and he's going to amazing places because he's like, "Yo, my life is short. In 10 years, I'm gonna be 60 years old.
Yeah.
What the fuck am I doing?"
Yeah.
Yeah, gives a fuck about space.
Yeah,
Like, bro.
Elon Musk got me beat. I'm not doing this. I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? And he's done.
Yeah.
He has a team. He hires talented people, and he's good.
Yeah.
So for me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I put in 20 years of hard work, and I'm going to build a business, but I'm not hungry to go around the world and do a bunch of bullshit and do all this. I want to make money, build a team, get it done, but I also want to chill the fuck out and do that while I'm young and while I have the chance. So I'll balance that out and I'll see what's up. You know what I'm saying? And I'll find a way to get to the money the way I want to, but it ain't gonna be the priority at this point because it's coming in, and now I could jump on an airplane and fly out, and you know what I'm saying, go to London or go to Europe or go to this before there's a war, before there's a nuke, before all this bullshit goes down.
Is there a number for you where you're like, if I hit this number, fuck it, like I'm done. You'll never see me give out gold on the streets anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'll tell people numbers right now. Snapchat, by some miracle, is giving me $40,000 a month.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotta love Snap.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that is a little nougat, a little piece of information. YouTube is giving me, the shorts are not making that much money. They're giving me $20,000 to $25,000 a month.
Yeah.
Snapchat is giving me $40,000 a month, right? That's not going to last forever. That's not including my jewelry business.
Yeah.
That's the jewelry business sells between $3 to $4 million a month. So that has its own income reinvested, whatever it is. So if you're making 60 grand a month, okay, aside from a jewelry business, aside from anything else, right? That's a vast amount of capital that you could enjoy right now. You don't need a certain number in your bank account depreciating.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You need an income that's win for life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay? So you have this capital coming in. So whatever the fuck is, you bought a house, it's worth this, you could rent an apartment for $20,000 a month, an amazing apartment, $20,000 a month. Okay, so now you're down to 40. You got a car that the payment or whatever it might be is $5,000 a month.
nice
You're driving
car too.
around in a competition, a BM or a Ferrari or whatever the hell it is. Okay, so now you're down to $35,000 a month. So you got the best crib, you've got the car.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing? What are you talking about? And now you got all the money to go to be, a sugar daddy or to go, you know what I'm saying, to catch a flight or do this and that. What else do you need?
Yeah.
You don't need anything else, man. So, for me, it's that's the way it is. And this is where it is right now. By the grace of God, I made this out of being millions of dollars in debt, cornered. So for me, you know what I'm saying, like, the jet fuel is, the engine is cooling off, bro.
Yeah.
And just like, even Eminem said, like he had that little line, my dual exhausts are cooling off, whatever he says. The guy did the album. He did this, he did that. It comes to the point, he got the money. That fire is gone. What are you gonna do, rap like you're a kid and really come through with that? You're never gonna have that fire. So right now it's about training a staff and making that money. That can support and keep this business going. But if I never see $1 over just what I'm making from Snapchat and YouTube, I'm fucking set for life anyway, bro.
Yeah.
True.
So, and I've been through it. So for me, that's where I'm at.
Would you put a replacement for yourself?
Yeah. I'm building a team. It's not one individual person that's going to replace. But right now, what do, bro? I wake up in the morning If I didn't stay up late or whatever it is, I might have breakfast. I might get on my motorcycle. I might get in my car. I might get on my Dualtron Ultra, whatever, and I might shoot to the city. I might give out some gold. I might train my team. I'm living a dream life. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
I can't even, I got to be honest with you guys. I can't even believe the words that are coming out of my mouth right now, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what it's
nuts,
like
man.
to walk for 10 years to the garage, to sit in traffic with $1 million in debt and a burden on your back, man?
Yeah.
It's
Hell yeah.
it's a brutal experience, bro. It's,
But you can even tell just
social media was a waste of time.
yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
who said that.
It used to be, bro.
Yeah, listen,
Wasting your time on social
people used to
media.
laugh when I fucking started a jewelry business on eBay. They used to think jewelry on the internet, but people don't know shit. Because if you want to beat the world, you got to beat the world.
Yeah.
You got to see something where they see nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the way it is. You can't rely on what everyone else says to get there, because by the time they realize it, it's too late. By the time everybody's buying Bitcoin, it's too late. By the time everybody's buying Dogecoin or doing whatever or making NFTs, it's too late. Everybody don't mean shit. You already lost.
Yeah.
Fuck everybody. You got to be the first one there. You got to be the first one to the tree to climb it to get, you know, the apples or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
No, but that's pretty crazy, man. Like, yeah, like look at the life you live. That's fucking insane. Like to be grateful for that is important, I think.
To be grateful is the only thing to be able to feel it. People don't understand how to experience this. That's why they need drugs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People grow up in amazing societies, amazing communities. They're born rich, and then they go and they got to do drugs to have fun and be happy or whatever it is. I don't need to do that. I'll smoke or I'll have a drink or whatever it is, but I could just feel the feeling of where the fuck I was on the edge of failure, hanging on for years to now being able to say, well, you know, I could rent this crib, I could do this, I could do that, I could invest here, I could invest there, and I could really pan out my life for real now. And, you know, to have millions of people know me and stop me and kids come take a picture with me, you know, you could hardly believe the words that are coming out of your mouth, bro.
Did you see this for yourself though? Like besides the money, like whatever. Like I feel like if you're an entrepreneur, you always kind of dream that you're.
My friend,
I've
seen the face of God, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know, see this for myself or this or that. I was finished. I was indebted. I was paying 20% interest to keep my. People were stealing from inside my business. I couldn't figure out what's going on. I had, you know, because of this motherfucker that even just started with. Long story short. And I was almost finished. I found this Asian girlfriend that was super rich, that her parents gave her a budget of $200,000 a month to live on.
Oh my God.
So she's buying all the Chanel, she's buying this, she's buying that. She became my girlfriend. She loaned me money so I could stop paying the interest. The interest was $20,000 a month. Right now, Snapchat is giving me $40,000 a month. I was paying $20,000 a month in interest. Oof. In interest, bro, on 6-month loans. They give you $200,000 and they want $250,000 back in 6 months, and I got to take it to make it.
Yeah.
So that's where I was at. You know what I'm saying? And I was almost done. I was doing that. I was trying to fight the fight, and I saw the light at the end of the tunnel, but I almost ran out of steam. I fell on the face. I fell on my face. I thank God for the journey that I had. And an Asian chick came in and loaned me, you know, $300,000, bro.
Yo, shout out to Asian. Shout out to
You can
Asian
put that
chick,
in there
bro.
at this point, bro.
So wait, you're not with her anymore?
No.
No.
She served her purpose.
No, she was a great girl.
That's
you know
like a
what I'm saying?
guardian
But
angel.
she was.
Yeah.
And her name is Adriana.
Shout out Adriana.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Adriana, and I'm thankful for her, and she could count on me at any time.
Yeah.
You know, we had a little relationship, Mom, but you know, like, I'm not the best at that, and whatever it was, but I'm very, very thankful to her. And that's,
Is that something that is part of the plan with your exit and living the dream and living your life, a family?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, that's next on the list, and I'm giving myself until 42 to do that, to give myself 5 years. I'm 37.
Okay. And that's to find someone or have kids or...
Yeah, to get that done. I don't know what it's going to be, but I prefer to
Like it's a job.
Listen, it might
Get that done, bro.
No, but it's
fucking
facts,
put
it's
it in
facts.
there.
if I'm 42 and I'm in a home and with a pregnant chick, you know what I'm saying? That would be satisfactory to
Yes.
me.
Yeah.
I would feel really, really good about that.
Yeah.
And I want to knock that out, and I want to make
Ladies,
that
send
happen.
all your submissions to @TraxNYC.
Well, I was gonna say I'm
Yeah.
actually
And
curious
Instagram,
what
you gotta leave with a face shot. I'm serious. Leave with a face shot.
side profile, everything.
Side profile, no bumps.
What does Trax look for from his future partner?
You know, just somebody that I could enjoy, you know, spending time with. And, you know, this girl, Adriana, was a fantastic girl. You know, and she was amazing in a lot of ways. We went to France, we went to this, we did that.
Max, your future wife is listening right now. You can't talk
Yeah.
about your ex.
Right. Yeah, well, yeah, that's really.
I'm gonna be like, oh, he's talking about his ex too
Yeah,
much.
she's like out.
Red
right now.
flag.
So I
Cut
mean,
that
listen,
part, yo.
who, you know, whatever it is. So you want a girl that's very smart.
Yes.
Because you're gonna spend time with her all the time, and you want a companion that you don't have to think about other women with.
Yes.
And whatever the criteria might be, the criteria might be. You know what I'm saying? I got a big appetite for women, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? And that's just
Or
reality.
fortunately,
Yeah,
who
it could be
knows?
fortunate.
Yeah, that's
Depends how
it.
you look
Listen,
at
to
it.
have that desire, it's like being a coke addict. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You got to sit here and you got to deal with all that. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that desire for women over and over and over again. Some people don't have that. They could get with one chick and they could be very, very happy, and they're, you know, going to dinner. Case in point, this guy's got a girlfriend. He's for years. They live together. They stay loyal. You know what I'm
Nice.
saying? They don't fuck around.
Shout out, Catherine.
And
you go.
and that's fantastic. You know what I'm saying? But I have a hard time with that. So that's neither here nor there.
Any of the girls that are still tuned in that are willing to be part of a team. Okay.
Right? That's not part of a team. I want a girl. I want to do the same thing.
Would you put her in
But
the
first,
business
I need
or
a big
no?
titty bitch. No, I'm just joking.
Would you
Set it up.
would
Set
you
it
be
up.
down with would you be down with someone that wanted to be part of the business as well, or would you not?
Hell
mix the
no, bro.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
need nothing to do with my business.
yeah.
You know, even this guy Ben Shapiro. I like to drop names to make it more interesting.
Yeah.
I heard him say some. You know, saying this guy. He said something that resonated with me. You know, he met his wife, and he was talking for like the first or second date, and he's talking about Mitt Romney, and she's like, "Who?" And he's like, and he found that attractive because she was from a different world. She didn't know who the fuck Mitt Romney was. You're not gonna be talking about the same. I don't want to talk about diamonds when I come home.
True.
I don't have nothing to do with none of that world. That world is this what it is. I want nothing to do with my work, nothing to do with none of that shit. I want to have a completely separate person that you open up the doors, there's a whole new world waiting for you.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with all this bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, me and my girl were in the same industry, and the only time we've ever fought is recently. We're doing a project together. We're like putting a show on in the fitness world. And the other day I was like, yo, I don't think we can fucking do this because all we're talking about is the stupid fucking fitness shit.
No, you
Yeah,
don't want
yeah,
that
yeah.
shit. You don't want that shit.
Usually we have rules.
It's like Biggie Small said, money and blood don't mix like two dicks. And no bitch. Find yourself in serious shit. You don't want to sit here and fight for this money because money quantifies the world and all that other stuff. So you don't want to deal with that. You know,
We've been talking a lot about, like, you know, because I'm 30 now. He's in a relationship as well. He's a couple years younger than me. Talking about manlyhood a lot, being a man in today's society.
Yeah. That's a big topic. Thanks to these
It's
guys.
a huge one, right? And we've been saying, do you think it's a man's duty or even just anyone's duty to reproduce and have children? Do you believe in that?
Yes. Well, you know, over the course of history, the ablest men, you know, had the least children, right? Or legitimate children because they were always busy conquering shit and doing a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
Alexander didn't leave any heirs. Caesar's son was killed. You know what I'm saying? So they're busy doing all this shit and they don't have time to do that. But others, Elon Musk has a bunch of kids.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, Kennedy's pops, the original Kennedy, you know, he had a bunch of kids. And some of them, unfortunately, most of them died. And
Yeah.
in
Cannon?
wacky
Nick Cannon's got 100 kids.
You know what I'm saying?
We lost count.
So that's really what it is. That's the real success is a prodigy. But then there's guys that Bin Laden's pops had like 30 kids.
Yeah.
And then you have, you know, neglected little seeds out there that want to take down the towers or whatever it is. So, you know, so you got to find that balance, but you have to, you know, have a successful family. I don't know too much about that, but that's really the name of the game.
Yeah. And we talk about, like, society being kind of soft nowadays, especially weak men.
Yeah.
In your opinion, what do you think it means to be a man?
Yeah. So I mean, out there right now, you know, all the chemicals and all the estrogen or whatever it is, and you know, there's this, whether it's a conspiracy or a fact or whatever it might be, to feminize men, and like there's a lot of that going on out there, and you're seeing it, and it's very, very strange. So something's going on. Like Alex Jones says, they put tap water to make the frogs
Turn
gay.
the frogs gay. Yeah.
Listen, he might be onto something.
So now that's something for sure. I mean, that's something going on in the food or whatever it might be, whether it's intentional or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, the manhood is a very, very big thing.
Yeah.
And to really provide that energy, it's rewarding. So you got to get to it, and you have to go and you have to conquer. Let me give you this example, right? What's the difference between a man and a boy? A boy, he hits his head, he cries, and wants mommy to soothe him. A man hits his head, or somebody gouges his eye, and there's nobody there.
Yeah.
Keep it moving, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? You have to go out there, you get that, you get nurtured out, and eventually the cord gets cut, and you're out on your own, and you got to go make your own place. And you could go and you could do that in a gang, a group of guys. You could join and in a bigger company, or you could go and you could take it on yourself. And that's the epitome. You know what I'm saying? You talk about the greats, Alexander, Caesar, or people that made serious conquests in history. They're out on their own. There's nobody to go to or to lean on. They're leaning on you. And that's, the noble thing. And that's something that, you should aspire to and see it inside your mind when you're young. You want to have alliances. You want to have friends. I always lean on John Dorsey here.
Yeah.
When I need help or when I need some support. But he's a very smart person. He's a very, very crafty person. And he comes through in the clutch with amazing advice. You know what I'm saying? And it's a symbiotic relationship, right? I help him. He helps me. So we make these alliances.
Yeah.
So, but that's a part of it. You know what I'm saying? I bring something to the table. He brings something to the table, and we have an alliance in our own domains.
Yeah. Goob, what's your? I just wanted his take on the manlyhood as well. What are your thoughts on that?
So,
because I know you're really
and just a little backstory before you even get into it. You know what I'm saying? There's something that you might not share, whatever it is. And something I even joke about, he's an orphan.
Fuck you. Yo, I was never in an orphanage, okay?
Yeah,
before you guys get this picture
I don't
about
want to,
me.
make it, it's not a funny thing, but, his parents died when he was 16 and 17. And he suffered that loss.
Yeah, you just can't fucking suck,
Damn.
Like
He didn't
you
turn
have
to
nobody,
drugs.
you can't
Think
suck.
about that, bro.
That's like
Hold on, what
wow.
happened, bro? That's crazy.
Yeah,
So
we're
gonna go
my
deep
dad,
into it, but just like
he had cancer, and
Okay.
so he was like on deathbed for like 5 years. We knew he was gonna die, and then right before he died, my mom had a heart attack, like just randomly.
Wow.
So like she was totally fine and just fucking dies one day.
Yeah.
11 months later, my dad dies. But it's
Wow.
Think about that. 16, 17 years old, bro. I mean, you can't even think of it.
Siblings or
I have a brother who's 11 months older than me, but he
Okay, so
didn't
nothing,
like.
yeah.
He took it a lot harder than me.
Yeah.
Everybody's different. Like they cope
Of
with it
course,
differently.
yeah.
But it's like I don't know. You have no fucking choice. Like, what do you do? You know what I mean?
That's
It's like
crazy,
you can't fucking
bro.
suck. Like
yeah,
you,
but you also can't underestimate how much that can fuck somebody up.
Yeah.
No, bro. I was born in West Virginia, in like
Okay.
a poor fucking spot in West Virginia. We had nothing growing up. Like the house I lived in when my parents died, they were like in crazy amounts of debt to it.
Yeah.
Like had to pay off all their shit. I
Yeah.
got nothing. Like when my dad's medical bills were paid, everything he worked for, everything they owned was sold.
Was done,
I got
yeah.
a check for $4,000, and I was like. Guys, I was like, sort of like, oh, okay, I can like go to college and stuff. Like I can sell all their shit 'cause they left everything to me. And then I got to the end of it, and I was like, fuck, I got $4,000.
I got nothing left, yeah,
And I can
yeah.
pay a little bit of rent, I guess, with this. Like I don't know. But it's
Damn.
like you're asking me manliness, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to get canceled for this, but
No, our podcast, bro. Listen, you're good.
when I was young, do you remember? Because you were about the same age as me. Like all the anti-bullying campaigns, like how
Yeah.
hard they went. Like there was a level, right, of like bullying that is appropriate.
Yes.
And like
Yes.
say we were here,
Right.
and they brought us down to like fucking
Right, just
with this
some
nut.
bullshit level.
There's zero. It's like a sterile amount of bullying.
Yeah.
And, like,
Until you walk
anybody-
out in the world and someone fucking takes your
Bro,
shoes.
we've been saying bring
but
bullying
like
back.
to a degree that it's helpful.
Yes.
Like I bully all my fucking friends. We
Yeah.
bully each other, and it's like in a loving way of like, dude, don't be a fucking idiot. Like,
Yes.
don't do that shit. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like smack that. Get your friend to do the right thing.
Yeah, you gotta
but it's
push
not
yourself.
cool. It's not cool anymore. You're like, oh, anti-bullying, zero tolerance, and you get kicked out of school.
Anti-bullying.
Well, if you're like in a group with like your boys, right? Like there's gonna be a moment where one guy just gets singled out and like roasted, where he like actually kind of gets cheese and everyone's laughing at him.
Yeah.
Like you need that.
Sometimes it's not
You
helpful.
need that, bro.
Sometimes it's necessary, but going to the point, right? I mean, you had to face this circumstance.
Yeah.
Could have turned to drugs.
Easily.
Could have used that as an excuse.
Yeah.
Could have did this. Could have did that. Nope. Doesn't drink. Doesn't smoke weed.
Crazy. That's crazy.
Doesn't do any drugs. Stays focused. Trains. Helps people. Helped me.
Will you ever hear that story? People are like,
That's
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna have any friends that don't meet that criteria. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
you ask somebody that doesn't drink, why don't you drink? Oh, my dad was an alcoholic. You ask somebody that's a fucking alcoholic, why do you drink? My dad was an alcoholic.
True.
Well, clearly it fucking doesn't matter either way. You made a fucking objective choice to either
Yeah,
do it.
Great
facts.
point,
I'm
bro.
an addict to anything I get into. I can't fucking drink. I can't smoke weed.
Yeah.
I can't do any drugs. Anything I get into, I'm addicted to.
Yeah.
I understand that shit going in.
Yeah.
My brother's the same way. Like, we are addicts.
Yeah.
People have. You would be a fucking addict for sure if you started doing anything because he just constantly obsesses about what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah, yeah. No, I saw that. I mean, even with nicotine, I'm still itching for that
Constant,
and whatever.
bro.
So that's why I don't
Fucking
even.
Zins and shit.
I never
Oh, bro.
tried.
I
never
can't get
tried-
enough of it, bro.
I never tried cocaine because I don't want it in the back of my mind to think, oh man,
You
this
love that
weekend
shit.
would be a party.
Yeah.
And fuck all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I get
Yeah,
it.
I know what you're talking
You know
about,
what I'm
bro.
saying? Like, I don't want that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to even. That's why I don't even want to try it. And one time, even my boy brought in some opium, and I said, "Fuck it, I'll try it." And for a year, in the back of my mind was like, "Wow, I could just lay on this couch and disappear into the ether." So you know what I'm saying? There's no point of having that and then not having it later. That's not what you want. You don't
Yeah.
want that shit. And that goes to the manhood, man. You got to face the fucking facts. You got to deal with it. You got to take that tragedy and give it strength. And a lot of other points. There's an infinite amount of points, but it's definitely worth it, bro.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth it. It feels fucking great, bro.
Yeah.
It feels great to, you know what I'm saying, have women be attracted to me, you know what I'm saying, out of the blue or all over the place. It's definitely great to have people come and take a picture with you, to be a leader, to be a boss, for people to rely on you, to respect you. That is the most amazing feeling, especially when you were counted off and crossed off the list.
Yeah.
And I think relationships like you guys have are important for men too.
Yeah.
Which that's something that a lot of young men don't have. They don't have another man to kind of talk to as a friend or rely
Think
on.
of how hard it is to like just find an equal sometimes, or somebody that even like understands a little bit about. Like he's the same. Like you moved here when you were fucking young. You had nothing to fuck going on. You didn't know what. Just going and taking pictures on Canal Street or jewelry, just
Yeah.
figuring this shit out. People laughing at your idea. Like same shit happened to me. You know, I started what I do now. It's like nobody fucking believed in your shit, but you did.
Yeah.
You aggressively pursued it until you fucking won.
Biggest
Yeah.
mistake
You're
I
still
ever made, appreciate that. Biggest mistake I ever made was wasting my time with the wrong people. Trying to think they're gonna change or taking them along for the ride. Or when I'm 18 and I would think, these are my friends, these are my boys, these are this, and they're not shit, bro. They'll push you off a fucking cliff for $1,000. Or they'll switch you for some chick or for some this and that
People
in a
say
minute.
day ones. It's like, no, bro.
Yeah.
If your day ones didn't grow and level up with you, why are you dragging them up with you?
You gotta set a high bar.
Yeah.
What would you do if he stopped fucking producing? If he stopped getting ideas? If you stopped getting ideas? Would you
Yeah.
guys still fuck with each other?
It'd be
If
hard.
he's
It'd be
late
hard to
this
keep it
shit?
going. Yeah.
There's a
he's-
level. There's a level of like how much you can drag, and then you're like, okay.
Yeah.
But you
Bro.
two are doing business together. That's a different environment.
friends though,
but
right?
even
Yeah,
if you're
of course,
friends and you're keeping people in your life, you're better off alone. I wish I knew that when I was going in. I would have cut them out. I would have been off alone. I would have been on YouTube. I would have been on studying and looking through things off alone, and maybe had one friend and wait to only keep a high bar. Then that's it. You got to be great yourself, and then you got to keep great people around you. And if you want to support somebody that's dependent on you, that's fine too. You could help people out, and you can have dependent people, but they got to know their role, and they got to this, and you got to play the game by the rules. Because if you break the rules, you're gonna pay the price, man. I'm telling you right now.
Okay, I want to switch it up. There's a little bit of a crazy left turn here, but I'm actually very curious. Right now, there's clearly a lot of tension in the world. Israel-Palestine, okay?
Yes.
Oh
And,
no.
No, I mean, you could keep quiet on that. I can help you out with that. all day long.
honestly, the reason I'm bringing it up is because I saw you post about it on your story
Yes.
a
Can I
couple
say
days
one
ago.
thing first?
Sure.
Yeah.
I made a post about this. It went fucking everywhere.
Okay.
And I said, why the fuck would anybody listen to an entertainer about this shit.
Yeah.
Because our opinions don't fucking matter. We'll talk about
But
it.
there's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of
No, no,
insight.
no,
Nobody
but-
should draw any opinion or conclusion off of anything that we
Yeah.
say here because we don't fucking know.
Just the boys
No,
talking.
no,
right
no,
now.
but,
Yeah,
but,
it's
but
okay.
no, but listen, like conversations are important, bro. And just because you don't have a fucking PhD in it doesn't mean you can't have an opinion
Right.
or an understanding of something,
but I'm
right?
saying some people just jump to be like, oh, I need to have an opinion. Like, it's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
no, no,
No, I know what you're
and,
saying.
and that's actually why I'm coming, because I don't have one.
Yeah, me
because
either,
I
yeah.
haven't really done enough research. I don't really know what's going on. Trax, I saw you post about it, so
Yes.
that's why I'm like, okay, I'm curious. I guess first to start, like, an understanding of, like, in your eyes,
Sure.
what's going on.
Yes.
Because I have no fucking
I'll
idea.
tell you, and I'll do it in a way that's very, very careful, because I say something and then, you know,
Coop's done.
Jewish
This
people,
guy's like, bro, I'm
Jewish
done,
people
bro.
get angry at me, and then I say something else, and then, you know, Palestinian people get angry at me or something like that. You have two groups of people,
Yeah.
and they've, you know, they're going through a variety of different types of suffering and a serious conflict. Now, the first thing I want to say is I really feel the suffering. There's 2.3 million people living in a little strip of land. And I don't know what kind of life you're going to have there. Okay? So, and, you know, if you're pushed there or you're put in there in a certain way, you know, you have a right to be angry. But on the other hand, you're not here to shoot up a concert
Yeah.
and make yourself into an animal and kidnap people and rape women and do this and do that. So it's a sensitive thing.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't want to discount the plight of people. Whatever it is, whatever, you know, God promised to Abraham and covenant that was made, or whatever the story is of the promised land and so on and so forth. If you're living somewhere and you have a house and someone knocks on your door and pushes you out or tells you this is the new regime, you have a right to be angry.
Yeah.
And you have a right to put up a fight. But if you lose the war, you got to also figure out what you're doing on that end. And, you know, firing or doing some paragliding in and shooting up a concert is not going to solve your problem. That's going to make things way, way worse. So that's really the reality on that end. You know, this conflict is so embroiled and people make so many points because both sides have very strong arguments.
Did you get
Yeah.
a bunch of DMs from people asking you?
To post?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people
I got
saying,
that. Everybody thinks I'm Jewish. I'm not Jewish, by the way. All
Okay.
my friends are Jews. But I'm
I
not
actually
Jewish.
thought you were Jewish,
You
too.
thought I was
Yeah,
Jewish.
yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
thinks I'm Jewish.
Yeah.
So I
You
got
can
so
check
many
the
fucking DMs. People were like, "Yo, when are you gonna post about it?" And I was like, I didn't even know. Like, I do not watch them.
I had a
Yeah.
rant about this, but
I'm in my
go
own
ahead.
like world all
Yeah.
the time, and I was like, "Post about what?" And I was like talking to these people, like, I don't know anything about that. Like,
Yeah.
you don't want to know my opinion
Yeah.
because it's just some shit that I read 15 minutes ago.
True.
So,
And it
so
could be the
bottom
wrong one
line is
that
this.
I don't
So
even
people
believe
would
in.
understand.
bro.
Yeah.
Like, really?
This conflict is settled by war. Okay? You fight the war, you win or you lose. And that's the reality of it. You know what I'm saying? This is my house, and this is my this, and this is my that. But if someone comes in and, you know, after the Holocaust or what have you, the Jewish people, and just for anybody who knows, you know, my mother's Jewish, my father's Muslim, I understand that, you know, that society. They wanted to create a state where are they going to create it? In Kansas? In Canada? In Alaska?
Don't go to
in
Canada.
Greenland?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're going to go back to this ancestral place, and they started pushing people and whatever it was. And they came into conflict, and nobody liked it, and they want war, and they won the wars, and they seized, and they gave back, and they this, and they that. And they conquered a piece of territory, and they held it, and they made it a prosperous place. Considering the circumstances, considering the resources, they did a fantastic job. But the people that are there, you know, I saw a post, you know, people planted trees and now they're, you know, olive trees and now they're you know, taken away, or I've been there for generations and this and that, fuck this and fuck that. And they got pushed down. They have a right to be angry. But someone DM'd me and they said to me, you know, what would you do? I'd say, I'd get the fuck out of there. I'd get the fuck out of there the first chance I got. I'm not going to beat the Israeli army. And if I could, I would. You know, if I was in the Gaza Strip, I'd fight and I'd this and I'd win. That'd be great. But if not, I'd get the fuck out of there. Wouldn't paraglide into a concert and kill a bunch of people. I'd say, you know what? I lost. Time for me to go and get the fuck out of there and find a life somewhere else, wherever I can or however I can. And that's the reality of it, man. And I feel
You
sorry.
guys saw his rant on his stories the other day, right?
Yeah, and that's kind of why I bring it up.
Well,
But
he posted that, and then it was like 5 minutes before I made my post, like, don't ask none of us because we don't know shit. And he calls me. He's like, yo, what did you think about my post?
And
I was
after you said don't say
I was
nothing.
like, are you trolling me, bro? I was like, he's like, no, why? I was like, go read my post.
A lot of people, understood that, and for people who don't understand the conflict, the people that are living in this strip of land are suffering greatly. And I don't know what resources they have, and it's clear that nobody wants them there, and they want them pushed out. And that has a right. But again, if you want to fight, you have to fight like an army.
Yeah.
You can't sit here and do nasty things. You're not going to get support. There's news now, they got all the propaganda, beheading children, raping women, going to house, killing, slaughtering everybody. What is that? That's savagery. And now you have a right. Now they're going to level this, and now they're carrying around dead children. They got bombed. You know what I'm saying? Like, all I could say is, thank God I have nothing to do with that, and
Y'all are
that
getting
I'm
beat
here.
on the key words on this, by the way.
But no, but listen,
Every keyword.
But listen, like the
Bomb,
like,
beheading
well,
children.
two things. Like you said, propaganda. Now it's like I might get fucking killed for this, but
Oh my fuck.
I feel like
Just let him say it.
no,
Relax.
but I feel like only one side is being shown, right?
Right.
Everything right now is pro-Israel.
Right.
Now again, I'll make the statement that I don't know fuck all.
Right.
But one thing I do know
Right.
is that it's not fair to only see one side.
Right.
Now, is the shit that Hamas is doing fucked up?
Right.
For sure.
Right.
But I wonder how much of it may be propaganda,
And there's-
especially because if 2020 and the pandemic taught me anything,
Right.
it's that they can literally like make things up out of thin
Right,
air and
right,
throw
right.
them out. So not to say that it is happening, it's not happening. I don't know.
Yeah.
That makes me skeptical.
Right,
and,
right.
I'm with you. It's like, what do I actually
What do
fucking
I?
know?
What's
What am I
real?
I
supposed
live
to-
in New York City.
What's
I've
real
never
But
been
it's
and
to
what's
clear
not?
that,
Yeah.
you know,
What do I
that they're
really
doing
know?
things that are not, in a real military. They just want to kill those people that are on the other side of that border. But yeah, there's people supporting the Palestinian side all over the world.
But not many though, bro.
Yeah, and you know what I'm saying?
Not
You're seeing
many.
these posts, and you're seeing this in this
Bro,
terrible
go
tragedy.
look at the comments. People are eating each other alive. They're
Yeah.
like, Palestinians,
And
Israelis,
I'll
going
support
crazy.
and
I
I'll
was
show
like, I know
support
this
and
is
I'll
Jesus.
admit, the plight of these people. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting myself in the shoes of a family. I got to grow up in Azerbaijan. I came as a war refugee into the United States, and I'll put myself. What was I born in Gaza? And I have this militant group over me, and because their activity, a bomb is dropped, and now my sister's dead, and now my parents are dead, and this, what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have I could take that extraordinary hatred, paraglide in, and shoot a bunch of people up, or I could just sit here and realize what the nature of the conflict is and get the hell out of there. So that's the reality, and I respect that. I understand that. However, the truth is, or the way I see it is, that they're trying to hit military targets, or they're trying to do this, that, but they run across the border, then they run into their living rooms or whatever it might be. And a lot of people want to argue that point, and you could argue it in the comments, or you could say what you want to say. And but that's from what I see.
Yeah.
If you want to go out in the open and conduct a real military campaign, conquer land and hold it.
Yeah.
Don't run in there, do a bunch of nasty shit, and run into someone's living room and hide in there. And before, you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine if the tables were turned. Imagine if Hamas had the Air Force and the military support that Israel has.
Yeah.
What would they do? They would level the shit out of it.
Yeah.
They would be brutal with it. So, or perhaps, where they would show mercy, or I don't really know. I don't really know what to tell you on that end. But
One thing I got to say is I respect you for just speaking your opinion. I feel like even
Yeah.
we spoke about this last time. I respect you just like saying what you got to say, because not many guys in your position would do that, first
Right.
and foremost. So I have respect for you for that. But another thing, I had a rant about this, and I was super annoyed, bro. It was like, I seen a lot of people being like, if you didn't post about it and you didn't show love like to Israel, blah blah, like
Silence is violence.
silence is violence. We're gonna remember, we're gonna remember
Fuck
you
up.
didn't say anything. And I'm like, bro,
you didn't show support for Israel?
yeah, like
This
a lot
kid
of
had a
people
break-
post
That
it.
happens on both sides, bro.
No, I'm just saying from I guess maybe just the people I follow and whatever.
Because
is
they're
that-
fanatics about it. You know what I'm saying?
But what's crazy is like why and this doesn't just go for this. I think this
There's
goes
too
for
much
like
blood spilled,
everything.
bro. That's
why are people forced to pick a side if they have A, no dog in the fight, and B, aren't educated on it. Like what? Like
What do you
why
win
should I
bullying
have to
somebody
be?
in your position too? It's like you didn't make a loyal supporter. You just made somebody that was afraid. And they're like, oh, okay.
Okay, I'll do it. Just leave me alone.
They
Yeah.
don't fucking
People
believe that
can't
shit.
understand why there is another side. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
You know, like who the fuck are these people pushing us out of this ancestral land? And, or who the fuck are these people in our, why don't you understand me? How could you
Yeah.
even say that? Look what they did. Look what they did to these children.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How could you say, so that's what people are. And if you're a person like that and you're blinded by hatred from one side or another, and I understand that. I don't want to participate in that. I try to be, I'm in New York City, you know what I'm saying? I have a big Muslim family or so on and so forth. I don't have anybody in the Middle East or in that particular region. I have people in my family living in Israel. And, they were in the defense force there, so on and so forth. And I don't want them to be, shot, or I don't want to participate in that. But I try to see both sides, and I try to do the best I can to show support to humanity.
To your point, you were saying how people like are trying to force you to. Somebody tried to shoehorn one on me. So I do like Photoshop stories,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I do like people in the fitness world that are shitbags. And this woman DMs me and she goes, "Yo, are you gonna cover the Gymshark athlete that is supporting a rapist?" And I was like,
What?
the fuck? And I was like, okay, like, what's up? Let's talk. And she goes, and she like ties like the conflict with people are being raped with the girl made a post supporting Palestine or Israel.
Yeah.
I didn't even know who. And I was like, how many fucking link stories
How
is
did-
this?
that's
to
a
get
reach,
to?
yeah.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
like she's fed it to me like, and I was like, well, who got raped? And it was like, well, no, it's just the concept. I'm like, no, get the fuck out of my inbox,
Yeah,
lady.
people are
Like,
reaching, bro.
Yeah,
They're
she's like,
reaching.
you cover rapists all the time. I was like, this is like very different, lady. This
Yeah,
is like
yeah,
a
yeah.
political thing that you want me to do, not a person in the fitness world that rapes somebody, which is how
Yeah.
she sold it to me.
Yeah, yeah.
There was a kid, he made a post. It was a Jewish gay kid from the city. He's like an influencer. I forget what his name is. But he was like in tears on his stories. He's like, can you guys just let me mourn? Like, I don't
Yeah.
need to fucking make a statement about this. I'm not,
True.
I don't even know, I'm mentally not prepared to even talk to you guys. Yet I got to be on here crying because my inbox is full of, why don't you do this? Why don't you do this? Why don't you support Israel? Like, kid probably does just in his own way.
I
True,
actually,
that's
you know
true,
what's crazy?
too.
I actually saw a post. I read a post right before you guys got here saying how Drake, arguably the biggest Jewish celebrity
Right.
on the planet,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and
Drake's
and-
Jewish?
Yeah,
Half Jewish, he says.
half
Mother's
Jewish.
Jewish, yeah.
And DJ Khaled, arguably the biggest Palestinian celebrity on the planet.
He's from Palestine?
Yeah, and both of them have stayed silent.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah,
take-
they
like,
can't say that. They're going to alienate a lot of
well,
people.
that's what I'm saying. Like the point is, these people you look up to have stayed silent. No one's really talking about it because they're protecting their bag. Meanwhile, people are going to just regular guys like us, being like, "You need to speak on it."
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, look how
Well, I'm sure they're
demented and
getting the fact that
twisted
it's
that
like,
is.
like Elvis Presley said, I'm an entertainer.
Yeah.
Why are you asking me about the war?
Yeah.
I sing songs. Like,
Yeah.
It's a fucking Drake is going to tell you the same fucking thing. Actually, he's not even the dignifier. Elvis was
Yeah.
the nice guy for that one.
Yeah.
He should have said, fuck you. Why are you talking to me?
Yeah, listen. In my opinion, I don't think they have to speak on it
No.
at all. I don't think anyone should be forced to speak on anything. I'm just saying, like, that's how people don't get it. It's like they're coming after like everyday people. Meanwhile, the biggest celebrities that they would buy their fucking shoes in a second that's sold out, and they're just like left alone. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
do whatever you want. You
Dude,
know,
I'm
you're
sure
big
their
enough.
inboxes, if they could be on fire, would be on fire.
Sure.
True.
There's
They're
that.
fucking
Okay, well,
phone
listen.
calls and
Since
shit.
we're here, let's go. I'm curious. Obviously, you made the silver trumps for us. Thank you for that. I know we haven't seen you since, so I appreciate
Killed it with
that.
those, bro.
We've been rocking.
We
them.
don't get too much love for that in Canada,
Silver
but
Trumps.
But I want to
hell.
ask you, what's your opinion on the upcoming election? I know you are a Trump fan. I don't know if
Yeah.
that has changed.
Nah.
At all. Nah. But what do you think? You think he has a chance with what they're doing to
I
him, the
mean,
indictment
the
and all
things that they're trying to do
Indictments.
to this person on a political level is ridiculous. And the people that are getting duped and falling for it, you know what I'm saying? The crimes that have been committed. You telling me about boxes of classified documents or the price of Mar-a-Lago? Yo, you have a child molester, a serial child molester that was trafficking to high-profile people, Jeffrey Epstein,
Yeah.
okay?
Hit him with the facts right now.
And
Let's
he
go.
was swept away like nothing happened. Bill Clinton was there. Whoever else, what was going on?
list was long.
Ghislaine Maxwell,
long
the trial
fucking
put away.
list.
So obviously he didn't commit suicide with all that dirt on all those people. So you have this crime of the century committed before your eyes, and you're going to indict this guy for the price of Mar-a-Lago or for documents?
Yeah.
When all these people have done extraordinary corrupt deeds? So the fact of the matter is, it's vast corruption. They're jealous of this guy Trump because, he said, I'll grab him by the pussy, and was elected president anyway. And in their world, if they say even the wrong thing, they can't even get elected.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I remember back in the 90s, the George Bush Sr., during the debate, he looked at his watch, and the media was like, he looked at his watch.
I remember that. I remember that. What a fucking tragedy.
Or Bob Dole, he was angry one time, and he was like, don't lie about my record. And, they played that over and over, the clip, and they're like, And then fucking Trump's like, yeah, grab her by the pussy, do whatever you want. And they're like, this campaign is over. And he still kicks down the fucking door. And they're like so jealous that this guy could say that and do that.
Can we talk about this shit, by the way? That was from like 1989.
Yeah.
It should be incredible that the man was in the public eye for 50 fucking years.
And that's all they had.
Like me?
Yeah.
If I was president tomorrow, like, some
get some-
Xbox Live shit.
Yeah,
would
they
dug
get
up.
some shit on you.
You'd be fucking cooked too,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
You all would be fucking done.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
They can't
but-
find anything
Yo,
on
we
him.
found your gamer tag, bro.
Yeah,
and
then
you're
you're
no
fucked. Then
longer
you're
the
fucked.
president.
Yeah.
It's like 8 hours of that shit.
Yeah.
They're like, yo, all right, he was talking about being a well-known international playboy, and it was a little gross, but it's like, yo, come on, that's the worst you got.
So
Yeah.
these
Live with that
guys
shit.
never had the balls to stand behind their word, to real leaders. You know what I'm saying? They had to pander to this, there's two Americas, and play this stupid fucking role. And then somebody comes in with their balls out, bro. You know what I'm saying? And does whatever the fuck they want. And that's the what is it to the audience? To understand the fake world and the reality behind it. Electric cars, we can't do this, we can't do that, this, that. And then someone comes in and builds a fucking company and takes a market share.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And in order to respect Trump, they have to admit it. They have to admit the fact that they're Hillary and she has to, they're coming out. I remember Mitt Romney. He's walking out of Walmart with a shopping cart. Get the fuck out of here, bro. You're not shopping at Walmart, bro. You're not shooting a fucking gun. Be yourself.
Yeah.
Stop trying to fool people.
Yeah.
Because then when you say something, they twist it and they turn it into this. You can't be yourself.
Yeah.
Some of these celebrities, they have to put on this fucking phony image. And then when they say something like, Renee Zegler, who's going to be Snow White or some shit like that, she says something and then everyone gets on her because, Thor, he put on a fucking Native American costume one time.
Did you know he did that 30 years ago?
And they're like,
Yo, have you guys ever seen the
Apologize.
Joe Biden
Yeah.
clip of him dropping the hard R in Congress?
Yeah.
How the fuck did I see that less than the grab her by a pussy thing?
No, they pick and choose, bro.
And
They're
they
picking
don't
choosing.
stand behind it and they don't defend themselves and they gotta back down into this corner and make this public apology. I wish someone asked me for a fucking apology, bro. I'll teach them a fucking lesson. You know what I'm saying? But no matter what it was. But he taught me that you stand by it, you this and that. No politics. Hillary, she's in the State Department. She's building a resume like a little moron. I was in the State Department. I was a senator. Now I want to be president. Ooh. And this guy comes in for one day, boom, comes down the escalator, and now he's the fucking president. And they fucking hate
Kanye's
it,
in
bro.
his office signing his hat.
Who gives a fuck? I'll do whatever I want after saying all that. And they can't do that in their little resume world of ass kissing. And they're like, yo, I was kissing ass for 30 fucking years while this guy was doing whatever the fuck he wanted, and he gets to become president. I think we're going to have to take him down with an impeachment. The phone call. Russia.
Yeah.
It was Russia.
Do you remember how dicey it was for
Dumbass
a few
motherfuckers.
years? If you even said that you were like, yeah, like Trump's kind of a cool guy.
No, you're done.
I
Yeah.
posted
Yeah.
in 2017.
Yeah.
I
All
tweeted.
bullshit.
I
Yeah.
tweeted a photo of a MAGA hat. I don't even know why I fucking.
You're
or I liked
racist.
it. I didn't even tweet. I think I liked a tweet of it, and people dig that out now that my account's growing a little bit, and they're like,
They bring it back?
Yo, what is this about? Like 6 years ago, I tweeted like, what do you mean? Like,
Oh
if it
my
was Joe
God.
Biden,
He freed us from that world, man. He
Yeah.
freed us from that world of fucking being stuck in that. You have to pretend that you're this and that
Yeah.
you're that and
Yeah,
my
yeah.
mommy and now my gender, he, him.
Yeah.
I saw Bill Gates' daughter. There's another name I'm gonna drop. Bill Gates' daughter, and she's like supporting all women and all birthing people. Shut the fuck
does
up,
that
bro.
mean?
I saw that shit.
The
birthing
fuck do you
people.
know? You know what I'm
Birthing
saying?
people is
Been flying
crazy.
private your whole fucking life,
Facts,
going
yeah.
to the fucking best places in the world, having the best of it all. You want to do something for people? Go fucking give out some money in the street.
Yeah.
And fucking help people out. Don't tell me about abortion and birthing people. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's all hypocrisy. It's a fake world. If you're watching this right now, don't ever forget what I say. It's a fake world. It's a paper shield. It's a paper tiger. As soon as you poke your finger at it, it collapses. You know what I'm saying? And it's all, and they're stuck in that world because they gotta say this and they gotta do that. But in reality, none of that's true.
The house of cards.
It
bro.
was bullshit in school, in the teachers, and when I came to America, you know, like I was trying to learn the culture, and they were like, I didn't know President's Day, I didn't know 4th of July. I came to America, I didn't know anything, didn't know Christmas, didn't know nothing. Thanksgiving, it was all new holidays.
Wait,
I'm
we
like,
just had Columbus Day.
yeah,
Indigenous
and
people
now it's
Day.
indigenous. So I went through that, and they're telling me, oh, okay, oh, it's President's Day, interesting. You know, Lincoln, that's a new guy. I go, oh, it's Thanksgiving. Oh, now they're telling me, oh, it's Kwanzaa. And I'm like, oh, okay, Kwanzaa, it's a holiday, you know what I'm saying? Something for this is part of America. I didn't know they made it up. Or, you know what I'm saying? What happened to it? Nobody remembers it but me, apparently. Because for me, it was something that I took serious, and I thought, oh, this is a holiday. It turns out it was something made up to push onto people or to whatever it is in a phony world where you got to get your diploma. You have to have your education, and they indebted, and you know and it's true what they say. You know what Andrew Tate says? It's a system, and if you're gonna climb that system, you're not gonna have a good time. They're just gonna indebt you as much as possible.
It's a fucking fact, bro.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you could. What's the name of the game in America? If you want money and you don't have balls, you could become a doctor or a lawyer or this or that. Those are
I went to law school.
Yeah, but that's fine.
Waste of
You
fucking
could
time,
go
bro.
through all that
Yeah.
process and then start a doctor. You got to go through school. That makes sense. A lawyer, you're gonna end up billing people for no reason, fucking up their lives, and being a piece of shit in a hyper competitive.
facts, bro.
Yeah, in a hyper competitive, shitty industry. So there is no way up from there, and everything else is this and that. So you're on your own, and these institutions and what they say and all these beliefs and all this shit, it's all such bullshit. And you know, our boy Trump proved it, and they hate it.
You think he has a chance to win though? 2024.
He won the last time, bro.
Yeah.
That was all bullshit,
Yeah,
bro.
say no. You can say it
Mail-in
now. You
ballot-
can say it now on YouTube. by
Yeah,
the
you
way,
can.
so we're
You're allowed
good.
to now.
They cleared
81
that one.
They cleared
million
that
votes
one.
for Joe Biden, more than any president. And you know what I'm saying? Ask ChatGPT to list the votes for the last presidents.
He's doing it right
You know what I'm
I
saying?
love that.
Or whatever it is. And I'm gonna ask it right now because
he's putting you on a watch list right now, bro.
yeah. So I'm just gonna do it real quick. And
They're gonna be like, "What's this guy?"
I'm going to
typing in,
show
bro?"
people how to use ChatGPT and how to use it properly. I'm going to say this because on the app you could talk to it. List, of course, it doesn't work when I need it to. All right. So, but what are you going to tell them something while whatever it is in this
the
fake
Trump
election?
presidency was at least the most fucking entertaining it's ever been.
Yes.
You tuned
List-
into that shit every day like it was a fucking sitcom.
Yeah.
You got a list here? You got a
Yeah,
list?
I'm going to say
I miss
list
it. It's
the
like I haven't seen Joe in a minute.
votes.
And when you do, he's like falling off a bicycle.
Bro, he's
the-
like just a skeleton.
yeah, it's, prop up whole Joe. Like, damn,
Yeah.
At least Trump was fired up. Do you remember when he got the guy jumped on stage and he instead of running away, he's like ran towards him? I'm
Yeah,
like, dude,
yeah.
Who the fuck is the president
Yeah,
right now?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what is
Yeah, I got
going
it. I
on?
got it. I got the numbers here. If you guys want me to run
Yeah.
through them.
Is it in ChatGPT though?
Well, I'll give it to you right now. I mean,
There we go.
ChatGPT listed
Okay.
it up.
Let's see if it's
2020, Joe Biden, 81 million. Donald Trump, 74 million. When you go to Barack Obama, it was 66 million. You're telling me that Barack Obama got nearly 20 million less votes than Joe Biden? And, during that time, it was 74 million or 61 million for whatever it was, Mitt Romney, whatever the hell it was, John McCain back there. It never got to 81 million. So the point of the story being 81 million votes, man. Give me a fucking break, bro.
Well, if you were
By
born on
Joe
a leap
Biden,
year,
by the way.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
No,
yeah.
I feel like
Bullshit,
anyone
bro.
who voted for Joe Biden only voted for Joe Biden because they didn't like Trump.
Yeah.
No one actually was like, Joe Biden is inspiring a generation.
Let me tell you something.
He's gonna lead his country. They're just like they're just like, fuck. I don't want Trump to win, and that's not 81 million people, bro.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
no
there's no
way.
You remember the fucking debates where kept having to cancel them? They're like, oh yeah, there's like COVID or something.
Yeah,
It's like, yo, Joe cannot make it out of that fucking
Yeah,
debate.
yeah.
You can't stand
Let me
up, bro.
explain
You
it to you
can't
this
stand
way.
up.
If when Jeffrey Epstein got arrested, he went to a public trial and he named names and these people were scrambling like roaches, then I would say, yeah, this is an official election.
Yeah.
And yeah, COVID this and this and that. But because this guy disappeared, what does it take to take a person on that level, arrest him, have him killed in a prison cell, and have his accomplice arrested with nobody going to trial and everything swept away? It takes extraordinary amount of collaboration and power, and that shows exactly what it is. What was the plan? So, from my opinion, they saw Trump was doing great in his presidency. He was getting support. They released that Wuhan bullshit so they could blame it on him and they could mail in those ballots and they could knock him out.
Wow.
And that was the collaboration. They did that all on purpose. They said, oh, we're going to hit two birds with one stone. We're going to get them vaccinated, prepared for the real virus. We're going to get rid of all the dependent people, all the seniors, all the obese people. They're going to go. It's going to be a lighter load on the world. We're doing you a favor. You're going to get the booster. We're going to get... That is a vicious scheme, and that's our...
It's like Fight Club.
That's our shit, bro. You know, that's the generation, our battle of our generation, and you have to prove that, and you have to get through it.
Yeah, but bro, you're a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
You know what I
Aren't
mean?
we all?
No, Epstein was just, they just a fair trial.
Yeah.
Killed himself.
Committed suicide
Yeah,
with
yeah,
a little
yeah.
note written on a motherfucker could blackmail everybody in the planet. He was about to be out the next morning.
Yeah.
He has
Guy had the
videos.
most dirt on everybody
He has
ever.
videos
people,
of
yeah.
elite people having sex with children.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
The
bro.
FBI has
It's
that.
crazy.
They raided it. They burned it all. They did all that. Hillary, she bleached all that technology. They did all that in front of your face.
I bet you when they put that pillowcase over his head and they started to strangle him, he was like, damn, man, like, I didn't think that they would take me out.
Yeah, what's the way they did it? They had somebody else locked up in that cell.
Yep.
In the cell across the hall or something. The security guards went to sleep.
Well, the cameras didn't work?
The cameras
Cameras
were...
didn't work.
Ah,
it's
damn.
the tale as old as time. Like, and people fell for it. They're like, well, yeah, the cameras didn't work.
Like,
They're
sometimes they just
asleep.
don't work, you know how it is.
The guards are asleep.
Why are they
And the
sleeping?
cameras don't work. So literally, you could walk in there and fucking kill
Why
whoever...
are the guards sleeping?
I know, like, wait a minute.
Listen, man,
Like,
you
bro,
ever played Splinter Cell, bro?
bro.
You never heard of shifts? Like we have the night shift, the day shift.
Bro, it is the most.
Everybody was asleep.
Oh,
All the
God.
cameras were off, bro.
Because they tapped him on the shoulder, said, listen, drink some melatonin, drink some NyQuil.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Take
Those
a
off.
nap.
No, they tapped him on the
Everything's
shoulder and
gonna be
said,
fine.
how many kids you got and do they want to go to college?
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Look the other way for 3 hours. We'll
Yeah.
be right back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And they went in there and they fucking... Somebody walked into a cell, snapped his neck, and
that's-
you
Walked
know,
out.
and whatever it was, and then they came in and put a little rag and pretended that he
Suicide.
hanged himself,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah,
You
you
know
get
what
dirt
I'm
on
saying?
everybody.
Off
Why the fuck would
off
you
the
hang
corner.
yourself, bro?
Yeah.
You're good.
But do you think Trump has a chance though? I know the 2020 was stolen, but what do you think about
Yeah,
now?
so he's gonna have to sit here and battle that out, and who knows what's gonna happen this time? It's gonna be a movie, like it was every other time,
yeah,
bro.
Yeah.
fucking true.
It's gonna be a movie. And the thing about the election, bro, I was watching that election, and I remember, he's got these states, great. And then all of a sudden, there's like a...
It was overnight. Yeah.
It wasn't even overnight. It was
That
like over
vertical
half an
leap.
hour. It was like, bloop.
Yeah.
500,000 Biden votes, 0 for Trump. We found them. They were in the back room.
Right. And I was like, what the fuck is this, bro?
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? Does he have a chance to win?
Yeah.
He does have a chance to win. But they're throwing everything at him. But they're, like the indictments, there's this, but he's fucking bulldozing right through all that shit.
Yeah.
He's able to still run too, right?
Yeah. Even behind bars, he can still run, which is crazy.
Technically, yeah.
Kind of awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be a
I mean,
boss move.
the only thing that I trip out about is like, how bad does this like look on America from a world stage, right? Like that this is like I know the politics have always been kind of like a circus in America.
Do you remember the California governor election? people were like, this is a circus, and then everybody fucking loved Arnold. They were
Yeah.
like, all right, man, like, yeah, actually he's the shit. Like,
But
it's all right.
I'm just saying more like the way that like look how the 2020 election went down. Now look what
It's
they're
a
trying to do
wicked
to him.
generation, bro.
Yeah, I feel like we're in one of the craziest times over the last, okay, I shouldn't say 100 years because there was a lot of crazy shit that happened.
Watergate.
50.
No, shit goes down. I mean, shit's been going down for a long, long time.
Yeah.
But this is our trial for, and it could get a lot worse if you don't, take control of it.
Yeah.
So
So are you voting for Trump in 2024?
Yeah, I never voted in my life, bro.
Okay.
You know
How
what I'm
come?
saying?
I've never voted
because
either.
New York was a blue state. I know who's gonna win. I'm like, fuck it, this time I'm voting.
Yeah. Hell
This
yeah.
time I'm voting.
What do you think that it means for the U.S. if Democrats win again?
What if Democrats win again? I mean, I don't even know what it means. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Does it
There's
really change our
different
lives, though?
forces.
It doesn't change our lives at all, bro.
It changes a lot. There's the different forces at play over here, and
Fuck, $60,000 from Snapchat and YouTube. You ain't gotta worry about that shit.
yeah,
bro.
that's great.
It's for somebody,
Yeah, but,
somebody
those
else's
are
shit.
dollars that have to be viable in a real economy.
That's the other thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And all that other stuff. And you want clients, you want a stable environment. You want a city that's prosperous, that people are able to buy jewelry or whatever the hell it is, or have a fantastic economy. And you're gonna feel it if they don't.
Yeah.
So
Would you ever leave New York?
not really. I have my business here. It's TraxNYC. You really, whatever it is. But I'd live in other
Can't
places.
get a new
Trax
username
NYC,
now.
It's in Kentucky now.
Can't
guys.
change the
Listen.
username
If
now.
you have a business, you could develop your business, and you could have proper managers, and then you could go and you could travel, and you could go some other places.
Wait, we gotta get Trax MIA going, no?
Yeah, I'll get that in Miami. I'll get it in Toronto. I'll get it all over the place, bro. But that's
Yeah.
neither here nor there. That's for
Yeah.
me. That's money and so on and so forth. But New York is under attack, and these motherfuckers are all over the place, and they'll destroy the country. They're itching to really do radical shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of dying down, but the shit with the kids and the transitioning and
Yeah,
this and
bro.
the screaming and the blue hair and the
The screaming in the blue hair is
yeah,
literally
it's
what
like,
it is.
not my president. Motherfuckers are in massive college debt, bro. Walking around chanting to be cool like everybody else. I'm glad. You know what the big victory is, bro? I never gave a fuck about that. I made it out of that institution. I barely made it out of high school. And now I'm free as a bird. I'm free at last. I could go get it. I got money. I got this. I got that. I'm about to go to Africa, to Sierra Leone with a group of people, the celebrity podcast, doing all this shit. Wake up when I want, go to sleep when I want. That feeling of freedom, because I took the high road. I didn't go look to the person to the left and the person to the right. I'm just like them. I want to fit in. My average, my professor said this. I'm going to get my, and I said, you know what? And they looked at me like I was stupid. And it doesn't matter whether now I say I'm smart. I'm not saying I'm smart. I'm not saying I'm better. I'm not saying I'm richer. I'm saying I'm free. How does that feel? And I give freedom to other people, and I help other people, and I take care of my team and my staff, and I give them a high quality of life, and I take what's mine. And I'm free, and I got it the right way, and I'm not beholden to anybody. And that's what it takes for you to sit here and have the courage to have the right beliefs and belief in yourself. And that's something I really want to communicate to the people out there.
So let me ask you a question. If NYU calls you tomorrow and says, yo, Trax, we need you to do a speech in front of the school.
I would
You
love
there?
to, and I'd
Yeah?
say the same thing.
Don't fucking go here.
Don't
Why
go
the
to
fuck
school.
are you here?
I wouldn't say why the fuck are you here? I'd say you have to have an actual plan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have to have an actual plan. Bowing your head to a system, clenching your ass cheeks and hoping everything is going to be okay because you did your homework is not a plan.
Yeah.
That's you being a soft pussy.
Yeah.
So if that's what you want to do, you know what you're going to get. You're going to sit here, but some people, they prefer that. They're going to be in the corporate world where you have to take the vaccine and you have to do this. And
Oh,
you do
you're
that.
not getting a call to NYU.
Do
I
that,
don't
do
think
this.
they want them on
So if
there,
someone
yeah.
wants to make that plan, though, where should they start?
They should start with their balls.
Make sure they have a set of balls.
First,
no?
put your balls out, bro. So no, the thing is, what you should start is you should have the independent thought. If you're going to school for business, and you don't have a business started, like I remember, when I was going to school, I'm actually starting a business. They're going to school for business. If you're going to school for business on your free time, you should be starting a business and figure out how to work that thing. But they're scared of failure. What do their friends think? Again, you have to break free from that mentality, and you have to be about what you're doing to get ahead. You have to have a project on independence on your own, creating a YouTube channel, a podcast, playing with ChatGPT, starting something, doing something, failing, learning. If you want to get ahead, again, manhood, whatever it is, if you want to get ahead, you're on your own.
Yeah.
Right? You can't roll with the crowd and get to some place. You got to be on your own. And that's really what it is. So, you know what I'm saying? That's really my claim to fame. It was hard, but now the reward, everything that was taken was what was given. The struggle, the this, the that, and to be free from that, it's almost incomprehensible.
Yeah.
It's almost incomprehensible. It's amazing. Get on a plane, go here, you know what I'm saying? Go to dinner, order a vintage bottle of wine, you know what I'm saying? Have money, have people walk in, take a picture with somebody, money's coming in, successful business. I mean, that's the fucking dream, bro. That is the American dream, and to taste it is the fucking sweetest thing you'll ever have.
What do you think about being humble? Because we had a conversation with a guest recently, and he was like, "Yo, I'm tired of being humble. Like, I'm that guy, and like, and you got to move like that guy, or else people aren't going to take you that way. And if people don't take you that way, then you can't continue being that guy. Eventually, you almost like belittle yourself."
Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? That's something that I'm very humble, and I'm never like, oh, I'm this, I have that, I have this, I have that. And, you know, you take a guy like Andrew Tate. He has to have the Bugatti because you got to have the most expensive, the biggest shit to really get them to love you or to respect you, to get the masses to take you seriously. But, you know, I've never been like, I've never played that game. I take the people that are smart, that are really looking for the truth. They come to me. You know what I'm saying? I get a DM from Chief Keef, or I get a DM. You know, one time I did this video and I was talking about diamonds, and I looked in the camera, and at the end of this rant, I said, and if you're a fucking rapper and you're watching and you're learning from my videos, but you don't show me love, then you're a piece of fucking shit. And then I got DMs from mad rappers. Right?
But good ones?
Because they were watching me. I knew they were watching me because I had the information. I had their respect.
Yeah.
I didn't have the respect of the kids that were jocking Icebox and jocking this, who got the biggest iced out pendant, 6'9", this and that. And I never had that respect. But then I got the respect of all the serious people. So that was really for me. I talk and I want to play with the big players. I'm not going to put on the most Gucci loud outfit and the most expensive this and that. I'm going to play it different. But yeah, some people, you know, you'll attract them and you'll play that game. And there's a lot of people playing that lowest common denominator game where, you know, they know humanity, right? So Andrew Tate, he knows that if he wears the big fucking, if he's got the Bugatti, people are going to think he's cool. Because that's the lowest common denominator. Or, you know, MrBeast, he's going to give you $10,000. He's going to give it to you in dollar bills because he knows you want to see a stack like this. He knows that.
Yeah.
So, but I'll never do that. I'll give you a little gold bar or whatever it is, and you might not know the value. And that's why I started handing out big silver bars, because I'm like, yo, they don't even appreciate the gold. I'll spend way more money on the gold and they'll think it's less because it's not big.
It's smaller,
or this.
yeah.
But that's the game. You know what I'm saying? Or the Kim Kardashian, she wants to, she knows what the women want. They want to fuck NBA players and have a Birkin bag and fucking, you know what I'm saying? And have a big fake fucking ass and show that off.
No, they got the asses removed, remember?
And suck dick and put that on camera and still have the money.
Yeah.
And you know, to be the lowest common denominator, like Paris Hilton, I'm getting fucked somewhere and I'm putting it on camera and now I'm the most important person in the world. Because the mass of humanity is pathetic.
Yeah.
They're slaves to money. And you have to influence them with these lowest common denominator things. And I don't want to stoop that low, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to do that. I'll stay humble and there'll be vindication for that if you know how to play that game correct.
Yeah. It's long. Again, it's a long game.
Yeah, it's a long game and it's really what it is. Yeah. Other people will show you the most expensive car and the most this, and they'll show you this. Man, if I don't win you over by my acts and by the information I provide, I don't want to win you over. I don't care. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? And I'll do it. I know what it takes. All right. When you give people money in the streets, yeah, that's the thing that they turn, oh, how much money does this guy have or this and that? Because they'll only respect you if you have money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to sit here and win them over like that. That's kind of like prostitution. You know what I'm saying? It's an exchange of here's $1 and I'm going to give you this and this and that. And that's how I bought your love because I have the most expensive shit. That's pathetic.
What do you think about OnlyFans? Because you're saying it's just like it's like prostitution.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? What do you think about like this new generation of people that are just like, I shouldn't say people, it's generally females, these young girls that are growing up making money off of that?
Yeah, that's it's you sell your soul to the devil, and then the devil collects. What do I think about that? Well, what do I think about? You know what I'm saying? Who you got on your hand right there?
It's George Washington.
George Washington. Let me ask George. What do you think about slavery, George? You think it was a good idea, or not? You know what I'm saying? That was they did that early. That was cash crop. It was big money for the United States and this and that. But what did they really do? They hurt the spirit of their own country, and they injured a group of people that now are suffering and sharing their suffering with the world.
Yeah.
So you could do that OnlyFans and you could get that money early on, but then the devil comes to take his due in the end. You know what I'm saying? I remember I saw this, and this chick, a black chick, she comes in, and there's mannequins of all the founding fathers, and she slaps them all, right? She walks past them, and she slaps them all. But of course, because, you know what I'm saying, when you're looking at somebody, and you want to look at a founding father, I'm an immigrant in this country, that's the founding father, but she's a slave owner.
Yeah.
So you did that, and now you have that dirt under your fingernails. It would be noble, and you would have Washington Square Park, and you would stand tall and proud.
Yeah.
If it didn't sit here and sell your soul to the devil for $1. So you only fans, you could do that, and if the devil comes to collect his due, he might not. It might be this, but eventually, none of that is gonna go. It's gonna come around. You know what I'm saying? You play with that dirt, it's gonna come around. It's gonna come back around for you.
Yeah, I hear that. I think people, when it comes to money, they're very short-sighted. Oh shit, I can do this and make $10 million today. Yeah, no problem. I'm doing that 100%.
They never worry about what it costs them.
That's what I'm saying. In the long run, I find it.
It's not always a financial.
I want to say I feel for these women because like you're not thinking about your future children. Like,
but most of them don't even want children.
But they say that now because they're being fucking brainwashed to think that until they hit 35 and they're like, fuck, I need to find a guy ASAP to have a kid. Yeah. But you have a kid and that kid's going to grow up where his friends or her friends can see your pussy online.
Right. So that's going to come around and that might, that might hurt them or that might this or that might that. And it'll take away your dignity or it'll take away your happiness in the end. Or it might not. Or you might buy you might do OnlyFans. You might buy a nice crib. And, you know what I'm saying?
I think that
and you'll be able to pass it off.
The format's fucked us up because it's like nobody was ever jerking it to Pornhub and being like, man, I feel so bad for these girls. Like nobody ever had that thought. True. And then you're like, yo, it's some girl that like I know now. Well, what's her husband gonna think? Like, nobody ever looked at Asa Akira getting railed.
It was such a fax.
And they're like, oh no, I feel so bad for her right now.
But that was such a small group of people.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. The market just got expanded.
Expanded. It's very tempting, but it's ultimately a degradation of the total society. I mean, you go back to the 1920s. Women would get arrested or get a ticket on the beach if they showed their ankles. Yeah. Now they're getting paid to show their ass and so on and so forth. What impact is that going to have over the long term, bro?
Where were they getting a ticket for the ankles?
At the beach.
At the beach.
No, in the United States. I mean, that was.
This did not happen.
No way.
Fact check.
Pull that
shit up. Azerbaijan, baby, bro.
All right, whatever.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a fact. Listen, they used to go. There's an old school picture of a guy with a ruler, and he's on the beach, and he's checking how far from the ankle is whatever it is, because you weren't allowed to show yourself. And now, obviously, women were, covered up in that society, and it wasn't a hypersexualized society.
Yeah. No, it's a fucking crazy.
I think in the 20s connection we make to it. When I was growing up, there was a girl that was at the end of my block that was she was on a porn star.
Okay.
And we all figured it out. It was like a buddy of mine's sister.
Oh fuck.
And I remember being like, oh, that's fucked up. Like, how she? And it was the only fucking porn star I criticized was the one that lived at the end of my block.
Yeah.
Where I was like, oh, that's so like embarrassing. And I'm like a kid, like riding the school bus, thinking about like, oh, that's so fucked up. Like, I can't believe she's doing that. But then it's like, yo, like, why just her?
Yeah.
And it's like that personal connection we have to it, where we feel like we have some domain over their life, but they clearly don't give a fuck.
Yeah, true.
And maybe they will, and that's their regrets. I've made a bunch of mistakes. You made a bunch of mistakes.
Yeah.
You were talking about getting bailed out by the fucking Asian girl with the big checkbook. Like,
Yeah, but I
that was
mean,
a mistake that
I mean,
somebody
I
fixed
think
for
I
you.
think we just look at it from the perspective of like where the world and the Western society is going. Right. Do I personally give a fuck about each and every one of these young girls that puts themselves and sells their soul? No, I don't. I don't have time to. But I'm looking at it. I'm like zooming out and looking at it from a societal perspective and saying, "Holy fuck, this is what's common in today's society. How the fuck did we get here?
Let me
like,
tell
this
you
is
something
insane."
right now. There was a reason why people used to act and require modesty in dress, because they didn't want a hypersexualized society where everybody's ready to do anything for the next fix or for the next this or for the next that. And when you zoom out like that and you're going to look into the future, you're going to see a lot of problems in the world, because as this generation grows up, they think drugs are okay.
Yep.
They think all of this is okay. How are they going to run this world?
Yeah.
This is already happening now.
Yeah.
This old generation is dying out. They're leaving to this new generation. They're starting up wars. They don't understand the consequences of these actions. They're doing this shit. It's Ukraine, Russia. It's Armenia, Azerbaijan. Now it's Israel and Palestine.
Yeah.
So you got 3 wars starting out. Now everybody's taking sides, doing this, doing that. They're adding this. They're shedding warship here and there, trying to make a move, boom, 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 boom. There ain't no, you can't afford a World War III, bro.
I mean, and to be fair, there's even more wars than that going on too. Ones that are just
Absolutely.
That we don't
like,
even know about.
that go unnoticed or because they're not popular in the media. But I want to ask a question. I was watching a podcast. I thought it was a pretty cool question. I wanted to ask you guys this. Trax, I guess I'll ask you first. If you could spend 5 minutes, like if you knew you were gonna die in 5 minutes, and you could spend that 5 minutes with anybody, dead or alive or whatever, who would it be?
Obviously, it would be my father and my mother. You know what I'm saying? 5 minutes. You know, that's hard to think about. But you want to say goodbyes to them, and you know, they were great parents that really made the sacrifice for me. Obviously, you know, if it wasn't them, dead or alive, I'd hang out, I guess, with Biggie Smalls or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Even Biggie chilling would be crazy.
Yeah, that shit would be what's up.
Dead or alive, I'd have to just, because this, like, you know, we're talking about I'm an orphan, not at a fucking orphanage.
Yeah.
It just means my parents died.
Yeah.
He calls me an orphan all the fucking time. It's the wrong term.
And they think like orphanage.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, it sucks. Where were you? Like,
Yeah.
in my aunt's house for a year, and then I fucking moved out. Like, what do you
Yeah.
mean? But it's like, it sucks because you do something cool, or like something cool happens to you, and like you're like, damn, I want to call. You're like, oh fuck no, that hasn't been. I don't even think about it anymore. Like, let me call my dad and tell him what the fuck's up. It's like I want to be like, yo, listen, you know, we were poor people in West Virginia, but I live in Manhattan right now, and a bunch of people know who I am on the internet. Like, it's pretty fucking cool out there.
Yeah.
Best friends with a jeweler, and it's cool. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you want to tell somebody that shit, but you can't. And so that'd be my conversation.
Yeah.
Be like, listen, guys, I'm gonna blow your mind. You don't think I'm actually telling the truth here. But,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I'd have to explain so much shit to them, like, yo, the iPhone.
Yeah, the iPhone.
Okay, just
like,
imagine
what?
like there's this guy named Jeff Bezos that comes along and like all this shit happens.
We tell ChatGPT, pretend to be John Dorsey's parents
Thanks, pal.
for 5 minutes.
Friends,
5
see?
minutes. Yeah.
Good friends. You need good friends around you, you know?
Nah, well, I mean, on that note, then I think we got to get to the big question. I know we got asked you guys before. I'm curious when we compare it back to the first time, but do you guys believe money buys happiness?
Yeah, I'm relieved, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I am very happy, but you got to remember, you know, don't get fooled for that. Everything that was taken was what was given. All the suffering, all this is what relieved me to enjoy whatever it is. People are born rich and they can't enjoy the money. It's not the money that buys happiness. It just looks like that. But the being able to go through it, make that money, that's what buys happiness. You know what I'm saying? To be relieved. But then, of course, on the other hand, you hit the lotto. If you know what you're doing, you could take care of your parents, you take care of your family. So the short answer is yes. If it was no, nobody would be doing what they're doing for the money.
Facts.
But do not let that deceive you. You know, right now I'm relieved, I'm free, I'm waking up, I'm going to sleep, I'm eating, I'm not looking at the bill, I'm not looking at this, I'm I'm finally free because of that money. I want to fly. I'm going to fly. I got to fly to Brussels on Saturday. From Brussels, I'm flying to Sierra Leone.
Crazy.
Sick.
Flying business class.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Lay down, have a meal, get out. What is that? You know, at the airport, buy myself a new outfit. Don't got to worry about shit.
That's a lie. This motherfucker only wears these TraxNYC shirts.
Yeah.
By the way, check him on that.
Walking billboard.
Watch that YouTube
Yeah,
video.
shout out to Greg Chenier for this. So the thing is, you know, so the answer is yes, it buys comfort, it buys health, it buys a home, it buys shelter, it buys food. But don't let that fool you. It's not gonna, you have to have everything in order. Because I paid my dues and I made my money like a man, I could enjoy the blessing. So I could be happy, I could be relieved. But when I was cornered, when I got to see the face of God, like I say, with nothing and completely finished, and only having my faith and my hope, that was a very special moment for me. And I had nothing but extraordinary debt and pressure. So at that point in time, I had nothing, and I lost everything I worked for. And that was, you know, what made me a human being. So that was a very important lesson. You're out there, people out have their hands out. They only want more. Or, you know, my bum friend that I went through all that shit with, that scumbag, scratching a lotto. I want to hit the lotto so I could have this and have that. And I could be rich and I don't have to work here anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like a little bitch. I don't scratch lotto tickets. I don't want any free money so I could buy a fancy car and drive around and look like I'm somebody. Yeah. Fuck am I going to do in a Ferrari because I scratched a lotto ticket, bro? Or in a big mansion because I hit the lotto. Get the fuck out of here, bro. That doesn't mean anything to me. To have other people work for something and me get lucky, that's not the right feeling. Because when you're tallied up, don't ever forget, you're alive now, but this world is not something to be taken lightly, right? You're alive here. You're in this world. Life comes from life. Death comes from death. And you have to participate in this world in a positive way. Don't come in here just trying to take everything you can and then die and then, oh, I lived. You know, that's what a earthworm does. You know what I'm saying? That's what a worm in the dirt does, or a maggot. You know what I'm saying? If you really want to experience the life of a human being, you go, you plant trees and they bear fruit, and that's that. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is for me. That's the feeling I want. I want to walk around and be respected for what I did. I don't want to go by, somebody says, hey, that's a nice Lambo, and then I draw off pussy, hit the lotto, or got that from his parents. No one can ever say that about me. No matter what I have or what I do, you'll never say I got my shit like that. I bought a digital camera. I photographed jewelry on Canal Street. I built a jewelry business. I learned social media, and I did that, and that's how I made it. And you'll never take that away from me. And now I can hold my head up high.
Boom.
So to summarize that, yes.
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 Damn.
Yeah, no, he's right. Money
Yeah.
wise, but it's like I was pretty happy when I was broke, and I do all right. I do online training. I have a website where I sell supplements and all that shit. We do real good, but like all it does is buy me more time to do like this shit.
Yeah.
Like I could just. He called me. I was fucking shopping for. I was buying a new pair of glasses.
Nice.
These nice chrome heartstrings.
Yes,
and I was
sir.
looking at him and I was like, oh, and he calls, what's up? Oh, you want to come do this podcast with me? Like, if you're at fucking work,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
like,
true.
no, you can't.
Yeah.
But I work online and I work for myself like him. We wake up at like the same. I'm pretty, you know, he's like a 2 p.m. kind of guy sometimes. He calls me, yo, you up yet? Like, yeah. Let's go to the shop and film a video. It's
Yeah.
like, it's,
Real, that
some
it
people would
pays.
think that's some degenerate shit, but you earn that.
So that freedom.
Yeah, the right to wake up whenever the fuck you want. We all
Yeah.
get the same 24
It's a
hours.
freedom, bro.
Who fucking cares if I'm working from 12 to 5 a.m.?
Yeah.
Because that's
Yeah.
when I fucking care to work.
Yeah.
But you can't say that to your boss.
Yeah.
True.
But if there's no boss, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
You are the boss.
So I earn that, and that makes me happy.
Yeah.
But it's not like the money or anything. It's just the fact that I don't have to fucking answer to anybody.
the freedom.
Whatever the fuck I want to do. We can get on this podcast, talk about some crazy shit.
Which we did.
Nobody's gonna be like, yo, hey, John, when you come into work, make sure you stop at my desk because we gotta talk about what the fuck you said on Money Buys Happiness.
Yep.
Like that's never gonna fucking happen.
Yep.
Maybe somebody will send me a DM and I'll tell them to go fuck themselves. I
We
mean,
probably won't have
Probably gonna
anybody
happen.
like that on this podcast.
yeah,
to be fair.
yeah.
So we'll be good because we
No,
want to talk
somebody's
about
gonna
this
clip
crazy
this shit.
shit.
Somebody's gonna clip
Yeah.
this shit and they're gonna be like, look what this guy said. Like,
Nah, we got you. We got
yeah,
you.
I'll be like, yo, fuck off. But it doesn't hurt my income. It doesn't
Yeah.
hurt me because it's like you earn yourself.
We
you
see
know?
it. No,
And
we're
it's like
we're
he said, I don't want a scratch off ticket because then you didn't learn any of the shit that got you there.
You'll
didn't-
probably go broke right
And
away
you'll
though
lose it
too.
as fast as
you'll-
you got it.
and you can't make it again.
Yeah.
It's like lightning striking twice. No,
Yeah.
it's-
Some
you don't
people
want
will
lightning.
go
You
broke, or they won't go
Yeah.
broke, or whatever it is.
learn how to do it.
To feel the feeling, you want to feel. You want the money. You want this. You want to feel something.
Wait,
bro.
give us another Jesus quote. What's the one about the teacher man to fish? Come on, Max.
I don't particularly remember that one. I don't think that's from Jesus. But if you really want to feel the feeling of wealth, and you have to be able to go through the fire and come out of the other side and make that happen. If you really want to feel that, if you want to feel the fake shit and this and that and the drugs, I don't really know what to tell you. You're gonna wind up with a bunch of bullshit that way, or I don't really know that path. That ain't for me. I like to hold my head up high and really have that dignity. That's a feeling you could never get unless you did it. And that's the real feeling of manhood in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Here's a feeling. On my Shopify, somebody I went to high school with just bought my product.
Yes.
Love to see that.
someone
Yo,
you went
Colin
to-
Lang, thank you, buddy.
All comes around, bro. It all comes around.
There he is.
Yeah. And then the other thing I wanted to say, but John Dorsey interrupted me. But it's
Hey.
all right.
Fuck out of here.
I'll give him a pass because his parents are dead.
We got to do this episode once a year, I think.
Yeah.
Every year, I think we got
I'd
to do
love
it.
to. I'd
Reminds
love
you
to.
that I'm an
Right?
orphan. John Dorsey, my orphan friend.
my own
We're
orphan.
going to title it.
He says this to everybody. Fucking
That's the title.
anybody that'll
Trax brought
listen.
his orphan to
Yeah.
to
Do you
the
know how many
podcast.
people I tell that? Literally nobody. I have super close friends. They're like, yo, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Like, Max said that shit.
Now
Yeah.
they're gonna know.
Trax
now.
putting you on blast.
Thanks, buddy.
It's
No,
not
the-
putting it on blast.
It's the facts.
It's really honorable that.
No,
someone could
everybody
go
gives
through
their
that.
fucking sob story. You need to do this.
Yeah,
because
that's
we'll
really
do
what it is.
Fuck,
you know
it is
I'm
what
saying?
it is, man.
That's character.
Yeah.
That's character. You got. Yeah, what I was gonna say is, you got Andrew Tate. You know what I'm saying? And he's showing the Bugatti and he's showing the money and he's showing this. You know what I'm saying? But what did you do to make that money? Make a subscription to kids, to you know what I'm saying? To do that, or crypto pump and dump, or NFT. Oh, NFT. Somebody sold this NFT. Now what you look like with those NFTs?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I never told anybody about Trax coin. Never sold any NFTs. People were like pushing that shit, hyped. I'm like, I don't want to sell somebody this bottle cap for a fucking $10,000. It's not worth any fucking thing.
Yeah.
I want to sell them gold. I want to sell them diamonds. I want them to be able to come back around. I don't want to snatch a prize away and go and be a jackal somewhere. I want to be able to do it. And that's the feeling that I'm after. And it's hard to find, but it's doable with the proper faith. You know what I'm saying? This guy, nothing to knock on him or Top G or whatever the fuck it is. But you talking money, bro. How'd you make your money, man? A subscription service? Tell me a businessman, how you made your money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? $50 a month for the real world? You know what I'm saying? There's these kids just showing up. Oh, I made $20,000. What the fuck did you do to make $20,000 this month, bro? I don't come up to you and say I make $20,000. Yeah, Snapchat paid me 40 grand in a month. It's $20,000 on YouTube and $4 million in sales in my jewelry business, which gets reinvested, which has a nice income there, which I can explain to you what the fuck money is.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I did this, I did that. Come join the real world to learn. Maybe they're learning something. Maybe they're looking for a father. And you have to say, hey, I provide fatherhood and guidance to lost young men.
Well, I think that's the saddest part of his marketing is he only targets lost
He
young
can't
kids.
say that because he has to get these fucking little morons to see
Teach you to
somebody
be a
with
man.
a Bugatti
Yeah.
or how to, fuck a virgin or whatever the fuck it is. And that's really what it is. And that's the business plan. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? That's just, not to knock it, but that's not for me. That's not the feeling that I want. I don't want a Bugatti and have a bunch of fucking kids thinking that they're going to get a Bugatti by giving me $50 a month.
Yeah.
That's not for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's hard to do, And sometimes when you're exhausted in life, you want to take that cop out and you want to sell out, do that OnlyFans or do this or do that. I can't even knock you for doing it. But the feeling of money buying happiness only comes from going through and making it and bringing value to the world where nobody could lay a claim on anything you fucking do. And that's it. Try to open up your mouth about me. Tell me I had it easy. I fucking dare you, bro. The people that did that, they fucking ran for the fucking hills. I don't even want to mention their name because I don't want to make them cry. You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
Unreal.
Gents, first and foremost.
Thanks for the wisdom, boys.
Yes.
Straight up. And the
appreciate you guys
motivation,
coming
you know?
out, man. That's crazy. Seriously, we actually probably gotta do this once a year. I think we'll come back and make sure we get this done.
Anytime.
But guys, thank you so much. Honestly,
Appreciate
always
it.
a pleasure. Always
Looking
a
forward
pleasure.
to the success, gentlemen.
Thank you, thank you. And on that note, if you're not subscribed, fucking subscribe, right? I'm gonna leave it
Please
there.
Subscribe.
Please.
Dean.
Motherfucking out.